I have several boxes of building supplies that I purchased this week, and I'll do a separate live stream on that. Of $1,000 into the hotel I'm not going to build. And well, I bought a new computer, but a very inexpensive computer, but that's the reason for today's video. Okay, so, and then several $100s, another $1,000 in building supplies itself. So today's video I'm making because Globe, Globe, is my internet service provider. I don't know if there's a worse internet service provider than Globe. I have no idea, because Globe is the only internet service provider that services this general area. Besides Smart, but if I had Smart, hello Michael McFarland, good morning, welcome. Besides Smart, if I chose Smart as my internet provider 5 years ago, 6 years ago, 7 years ago when I first moved to this area, in order to make a phone call or a text, I would have to leave my house and walk about 65, 70 feet and stand in this one little area. It's about 10 feet by 10 feet. And occasionally you'll see 2 or 3 people out there standing in this little area in between here and the beach, because that's the only place Smart internet lets you make a phone call or a text from, or you can receive. It has, I guess there's buildings in between their antenna and here. So Smart is absolute, perfect, precise, what we call guba. Guba is garbage in this area. I don't know what it is anyplace else. It seems that each island, somebody has the lock on which internet is going to work best where. So here on the island of Panglao, Globe works the best. But in the island of Bohol, the main island, most people use Smart. There are so many things wrong with the internet service in the Philippines. I could go on. I'm going to go on for about a half an hour. So one of the first things is last Tuesday, so that was 6 days ago. Today's Monday. Yeah, today's Monday. 6 days ago, I tried to call up Globe. And I wanted to call up Globe because my phone will make a phone call, and then after 2 minutes, the phone cuts out. Even when I'm on the phone to Globe. So I've never been able to fill out a service order on Globe, because while I'm talking to the customer service representative, the first thing I tell them is, hello, this is Michael Fazio. I am the owner of the contract, and I'm having trouble with my phone. Please make out a work order, because this service that you have will cut us off somewhere between 2 and 4 minutes every time. Every time. And they say, what is your name, sir? It's like they are robots with an IQ similar to that of Havoc, Mr. Low IQ 42. That guy has got to be one of the dumbest, one of the dumbest people. He takes pieces, he takes talking points from the closet dweller in Hawaii and then gets those mixed up with facts. But today's dissertation is about Globe. But the service representatives and Havoc Mr. 69 Low IQ 42, they're similar. They are similar because you explain to them that the phone is going to get disconnected. Please send out a service technician. But when the phone gets disconnected, do they call you back? No. Even though I say, if I get disconnected, please call me back. And they say, yes, sir. But they don't. They will ring you back, and then when they ring you back, when you pick up the phone, it says a service technician from Globe is now available. And then it goes to beep, 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 which is similar to our busy signal in America. That happens for about 60 seconds, and then you get disconnected. So you call again. So since last Tuesday, to get my service for my phone only, not the internet, I've probably called 60 or 70 times or more, because you just push redial and then tried to get a full conversation. So they've seen I've called 60 or 70 times. All right, so that happened. Now we have a new additional problem, which makes me believe that these people that answer the phone for Globe they are just, I don't know what they are. They answer the phone. When you say, good morning, my name is Michael Fazio, their next question is, who am I speaking with? They don't even listen, which is common in the Philippines. No matter what you say, you can repeat it 3 or 4 times. Maybe they comprehend it, because it's as if they have a sheet in front of them. So this is Michael Fazio. My phone is not working. How can I help you today, sir? My phone is shutting off every 2 minutes to 3 minutes. Sir, what is your name, sir? Sir, Michael Fazio. So, Mr. Fazio, let me go over your problem. Your problem is your phone. Oh, yeah, Michael, that's a good point. Your phone is not working. Is that correct, sir? Yes, that's correct. And we only have 2 to 4 minutes, and the phone will disconnect. So please send out a service technician. Yes, sir. As soon as I get some additional information. What do you need? What is your date of birth? So you give them your date of birth. They have it on the screen, by the way. They know you're calling from your house, from your phone, from your computer terminal, whatever. They know. Okay, so what is your address? You give them the address. You say, look, we only have 2 minutes, so let me review this information, Mr. Fazio. Your address is, and your date of birth is. They're killing time is what they're doing. They are trying to make the phone call last as long as humanly possible, so that they get paid one way or the other, whether the phone gets fixed or not. This has to be what their job is. It has to be, because each piece of information you give them, they have to confirm it, and then they ask you if that's. So let me explain to you what you have told me so far is your date of birth is, and your address is. Yes. And my phone is not working. Please send a technician. Yes, sir, but we need some more additional information. What is your account number? You give them the account number. But you tell them that this was the account number for my old landline service, not my fiber optic service. Yes, sir. Let me check on that. So they check on your account number, and they say, sir, this account has been terminated. Yes, that account was terminated. 100% correct. That account was terminated because I bought your new fiber optics account for 1,800 pesos per month. 1,800. The other one was $12.99. Yes, sir, but that account has been terminated. I know that. But here is the new phone number. Can you backtrack it? No, sir. For that, you have to go to the city. Why? I'm calling from the phone that is connected to the account. Yes, sir, but you have no internet. I said, but I'm calling from the fiber optics phone. I'm calling from the fiber optics phone. I'm not calling from a cell phone. You see the information on your screen. Yes? Yes, sir. But that account has been terminated. It's as if you didn't say it already 3 times. Okay, so by now, the phone has cut off, because you only have a maximum of 3 minutes and like 50 seconds, and then it gets cut off. So you call again. And you try to do it again and again and again and again and again and again and again. So this went on Tuesday, Wednesday. I still had service on Wednesday, internet service. So now Wednesday night, I perform a full scan for my old computer, which I bought in 2009. You guys, I got to explain this slow, but first I'll address Michael McFarland's perfectly accurate and exact truth. For your inconvenience, Michael said, you don't get compensated. Nothing. They don't even, not only don't they compensate you in any way, but now I have well over 20 hours of making phone calls and texting the technician that I've had for 5 years. Okay, he's not answering. I don't know that he still works for Globe. I don't know that he's getting my texts, which are very specific. I don't know that he still has the same phone. It might be, it's a Globe. He works for Globe. It's a Globe phone. Maybe he's in a different department. He doesn't do this anymore. I don't know. No one's answered my phone. So Wednesday night, I do a full computer scan. And, yes, Louis Pagan-Ponce. Again, Louis Pagan-Ponce confirms exactly what I've been saying. Mike, you have acquired the patience of Job. While in the film, Job is, in case you don't know, Job is a biblical character who God persecuted daily for 100,000 different times in 100,000 different ways. Cursed Job's life for his entire life, and then gave Job children when he was like 100 years old. Job was persecuted by God to test his patience and his love for the Lord. And so the Lord did everything to make Job disrespect the Lord, like Moses disrespected the Lord when he doubted that he was going to get to the promised land. So the Lord said, Moses, you'll be able to see the promised land, but you'll never enter it. So yeah, I have the patience of Job because I'm not cursing. I wish I could make you understand that talking to these people on the Globe technicians is so close to talking to a rock that you could put the rock and explain your complications to the rock, and you could put a Globe telephone operator, most of them, next to the rock, and you'd get about the same amount of satisfaction. You're not going to get any satisfaction, but you'd get about the same amount of satisfaction from the rock and from the operator. So now, 70 phone calls, 80 phone calls, 60 phone calls. I try to explain you have to send a technician right away. All right, so moving past that. Wednesday night, I do a full system scan. Right, and they won't call you back, Michael. You never get the same person, so you got to explain it over and over again. If that's not a scam, I don't know what is, LOL. It's true, you cannot get the same service technician. They don't have a code. In America, my service technician had a code. I would say, can I talk to this person? You might wait a half an hour, but you talk to somebody that knows your house, knows your problems. Okay, so once my computer, because of a problem on a pole, was off for 8 days, they never gave me credit. No matter how many times I asked for it, I went to the city to pay a bill. I asked for the credit. You have to call back when the bill drops. When the bill dropped, I called back. It says you have to go to the city. I went back to the city. No, sir, this is not the department that you get the credit from. You have to call up. You go back and you call up and you give them the work order number that the work was done. Yes, sir, we'll give you credit for on your next month's bill. Next month's bill comes along, there's no credit. You call them back. Sir, you had to call back last month. Your time to call back has expired. You can't get credit. So they screw you around. They don't give you any credit for anything. So Wednesday night, I make a full system scan, and with that, I went to sleep, and when I woke up in the morning, I went to turn on my Asus computer, which was a model X-53 Echo, I think it was. And here it is, right here. Okay, X-53 Echo. So this, I went to turn this on, and I pushed the power button. And now this is, so you, in case this ever happens to you, this is some information I'm providing to you people. First of all, this screen has not worked for 6 years. So the screen is garbage. And the keyboard, here's the keyboard. This way, the closet dweller in Hawaii, he loves to look at my keyboard. Look at that keyboard. It's got writing. Yes, closet dweller in Hawaii. Yes, it has writing on it because I used it so much to write my book and other things that the letters wore off. So I put them on in big letters so I could see them at night and during the day too. Yes, closet dweller. His keyboard has writing on it. Yes, closet dweller. And I can see the writing on the wall that you're losing your mind. But moving past that. So here's, this keyboard has not worked in 5 years. So I have an external keyboard for that. The closet dweller will never come back. We don't know that. I would suggest that he pays attention to some of the ladies he's abused and other people. And he's got some interesting things waiting for him. If the closet... So we have a show coming up where we're going to make a comparison between the closet dweller and Havoc Mr. Low IQ 42, closer to 42 than 45 his IQ is, how they are the same, one and the same person on a mental capacity. So here's the keyboard, and I write on my keyboard too, closet dweller. And how's that working out for you? Where are you now? Didn't you like to say, where are you now? You're in a shack. Yeah. So we don't need that anymore. And we don't really need this anymore because, okay, this Asus drive, I had to take the drive out of there. Philip Janik. Hello, Philip. I'll get Mr. Obama in a minute. This is the Asus drive from the computer. So I had to buy a new computer. So I went to push the button after I did a full system scan. I went to put, hey, closet dweller. Look, I'm gonna give you a nice backdrop. Send this to the NBI. So when I pushed the power button, which is over here, when I pushed it, the computer would go on for a split second. Andrew, I have something I want to talk to you about, Andrew. Thank you, number one, for going on that worthless piece of garbage show this morning, even though he blocked you. I was up. I was actually listening to the show. I was laughing because the idiot couldn't even pronounce your name. That's why I say he's on par with the closet dweller when it comes to IQ. It's Havoc, Mr. Low IQ, closer to 42 than 45. That'll be the name of the show. And he's a liar, and I can prove that he's a liar because I have definitive proof that not only did the Havoc Mr. Low IQ, closer to 42 than 45, lie about myself, my abilities, and what Daisy said to his, apparently, wife, who also he dragged her into the situation. First of all, I don't know that his wife said that Daisy May said I was a drunk. I only know that Havoc Mr. 42 Havoc Mr. Low IQ closer to 42 than 45. I know he said his wife said, so that's hearsay. That's third-party hearsay. I think he's making up stories because he's a lion. That's a P as in Papa, O as in October, S as in Sierra. That's what he is. And I'm going to prove it to you in so many ways. But that's a different show. So, when I pushed the on key for this computer that I bought in 2010, so it's a 2009 model. If you read the serial numbers on the back, it was built in 2009. So just one piece of information. That's why to that piece of that drunk prepper in Dumageddon, that's why my computer does not take StreamYards, or no one's been able to do it. So for you to go on to Havoc, Mr. Low IQ, closer to 42 than 45 show and say, all I have to do is pay a technician 200 pesos to plug me into StreamYards, that's not true. This computer just won't do that because it's 13 years old. It doesn't have whatever it is, the memory or the RAM for StreamYards. So that's another lie. But if you press the power button, digressing, if you press the power button and your computer goes, the screen flashes on for a second and then shuts off. And then you do it again and the screen flashes on for half a second, not even a half a second, and then shuts off. And you press the power button again, restart the computer, press the screen again, on again, switch, and it goes on for half a second. Well, then that means there's a problem with the motherboard. In this computer, is not worth fixing the motherboard. The motherboard is not available. I brought it to Asus. They won't fix it because it's 13 years old. The parts are not available. They didn't have the screen for it. Parts are not available. So I knew I would have to buy a new computer Thursday morning. So what did I do? I went into the city and bought a new computer, a cheap one, because, and I'll show you the cheap computer that I bought. Here is the box. Andrew, thank you, Andrew. I saw you said something. I was not watching the screen, but he did block you. So here is the box. It's a Lenovo. Now let me tell you why I did not get the Asus Pro Duo dual screen i9 computer. There isn't any. There's none available. You can't. Every time I've gone online in the last year and a half, every time, buy now. And as soon as you say buy now, it brings you to the page, this item is no longer in stock. It's false advertisement to get you to go to the site. It's false advertisement to get you to go to the site. Jeremy Burt, you've said about 15 things that mean absolutely nothing on my channel. You make worthless, unintelligible comments. Please stop it. Please stop it. You are a worthless blogger. You made 10 comments on one video of absolute nonsense. Do it again, and I'll just have to figure out how to block you, or somebody will block you permanently. You are a worthless commenter, okay? So there you go. You have no content on your channel. You've made 10, whenever anybody makes 10 comments in a row, you know they're trolling you. So if he makes another comment, Andrew, if you're still here, shit can that guy. Okay, so here's the Lenovo. Here's the Lenovo thing, and here's the model number. And why did I buy this cheap 31,000 peso computer? $620. Well, it was the least expensive computer that they had in the store that had 1 terabyte in it. They had no Asus computers, none at all. They had no, okay, so I went into the store, the Thinking Tools, which is number one. Thinking Tools has got to be the best gadget and computer sales and repair ever that I've ever gone into, not just the Philippines, but in America too. Thinking Tools swamps them when it comes to reliability and customer satisfaction. Thinking Tools is located on the second floor of the ICM Mall. Every technician is excellent. Ordering stuff from Manila is impossible, although they try, but it's not their fault. But Thinking Tools has made me, I can say no wrong about Thinking Tools in far as repairs and sales and replacement. So here is the computer. I really don't want to show you what's on the screen, but I have what I have on the screen is, I'm going to get to. Okay, so here is the new computer. So let me just let me rotate this. This is the new computer. It's an Intel i3. And the screen on this one works, although I have the 15-inch. I have a 20-inch screen hooked up to the HDMI cable in the back. So this is the new computer, and that's the new computer. So why did I buy a 30? I bought the cheapest computer in the store with 1 terabyte hard drive capacity because, okay, I had a terabyte of information in my old computer. So when I went into the store, I said, I need the least. Can you get me the Asus Pro Duo i9 15-inch OLED screen with a touchscreen? No, sir. Okay, so all week I tried to buy one of those. You go online, and if you can find one, it's not the one with the 1 terabyte. It doesn't have 32 gigs of RAM. It has 16 gigs of RAM. The one they would order from Thinking Tools had 32 gigs of RAM. It has so many options. I couldn't buy it, so I said I'll just buy the cheapest computer. But the computer I buy has to have a service center in Bohol. So Lenovo had 1 terabyte. This is the least expensive with the 1 terabyte. And they have a service center in Bohol. Because otherwise, you have to either bring the computer to Cebu, which you cannot do because we're under lockdown, or ship it, which could take 3 or 4 weeks to a month to get it back, maybe longer. So I bought that. So now, that is Thursday. I go, and I have a video from, I think Thursday, where I bought $1,000 worth of building supplies. Thank you, Jeremy Burt, for your intelligent comment. That's a good comment. Thank you. So, Joe Johns, wait a second. Whoa, we have a friend from Howard Beach. We're going to get there. Andrew Steinmetz, you're welcome, Michael. I look forward to that show on the Loser Master and Larry Shitbag Prepper in the future. I'll shit. Can you Bert, if you... Yeah, thank you, Andrew. Yeah, no, that's going to be the show to end all shows, because I have physical proof that Havoc Master is a stone, bold-faced liar, and maybe so is his wife, maybe. Joe Johns, hi, Mike, your friend from Howard Beach. Great content, very upfront. Thank you, Joe. Joe Johns, did you know me when I owned Zolar Craft, or my barge and crane service, Decks and Docks, custom decks and docks? And if you did, tell them whether or not I have changed, except that I got mellow with my old age. Tell them the truth, Joe John. Tell them what went on in my company, who was in charge, and how many men I had, and how the quality of my deck building. Tell them that I don't lie about that stuff. So the idiot, the Havoc, Mr. Low IQ, closer to 42 than 45 IQ, tell him how many tools and things I know about and learn. Havoc, Mr. Low IQ, 42, closer to 42 than 45. You are in for the surprise of your life. You are going to get burnt you are going to be proven to be a liar in so many different ways. And you're, in my opinion, a total, I can't say the word bull and then add like what you sleep on sheets, because this is a public. But what I could say, you are a bologna and cheese artist. You're a liar, and now you've made your wife a third party participant in your lies and deceits and half-truths. Now, two of the things, I have physical proof that you're a liar. So if you've lied about two of the most well-known and common pieces of information on YouTube, you lied saying that you knew where Daisy May was. You didn't know where Daisy May was last weekend. You didn't know, you never knew where Daisy May was. And you lied. You said, I'm lying that Daisy May's real name is not Daisy May. I have it recorded. Take the videos down. You take them down because you don't want to get caught in lies. Just to give you a for instance, I don't know why I was up last night at 3 o'clock in the morning, but I heard your whole show. You are a worthless, backstabbing little girl that had to go crying to everybody on the internet that you and I had a disagreement. Only girls do that. And little bitch boys, they do that too. And so which one are you? A girl or a bitch boy? Because only hours after you and I had an argument, because of your ignorance, not mine, you allowed somebody to manipulate you on your channel. You allowed somebody to manipulate you named Aloe de Winter on your channel to give an hour of free advertising to the JLB upcoming live stream, which is your prerogative. But you thought you were going to get the better of Aloe de Winter. You are an idiot for believing that you're going to get the better of Aloe de Winter. You know how you get the better of Aloe de Winter? You block him so he can say nothing. Because he's smarter than you could ever hope to be. That's how you get the better of the hemorrhoid or Mrs. Heminger. You block them so they don't have the ability to say words on your screen. You block them so you don't have to rebuttal their lies. And as far as rebuttaling is concerned, that drunk from Dumageddon said, I'm afraid to go on other people's live streams. You're a drunk. Your mind is wet, W-E-T, which means it's spongy, because you don't listen to the facts. You still can't get the facts straight as to when you were on a live stream with Warren and when you weren't. You're an idiot. You and the Havoc, Mr. Low IQ, closer to 42 than 45. You are both on par with being, I would say, now, this is theoretical, I would say that you're both borderline retarded, in my opinion. And I'm not kidding. I would say that. I can't prove it, though. But I would say that, in my opinion, you're both either borderline retarded or you're doing this for some unknown self-loathing reason to try to make me the bad guy when you can't do that. I am the only person, one of the few people that have ever been on YouTube that hasn't lied. I show you pictures of my barges, the crane, the tugboat, the backhoe, the bobcat, the drill rig, the pile driving rig, my A&P jet mechanic. Larry Expat Prepper said, I am not an A&P jet mechanic. How about we bet 10,000 US dollars? How about I come to Dumageddon and prove to you that I'm a licensed airframe and power plant jet mechanic, and you lose $10,000 or you win it on camera. You lying, low-class individual. You're a liar. You're a liar. You laughed when somebody said, he's not a jet mechanic, and you said, yeah, he's... You agreed. You're a liar. And then Steve, the Havoc Mister, closer to IQ 42 than 45, You lied, and then he took the video down so the lies couldn't be proven to be lies. You're not going to win. Not you, and not Havoc, Mr. Low IQ, closer to 42 than 4. You're not going to win. I'm going to show you proof when I do that show. So digressing back, so not to get off topic. Far be it from me to get off topic, unless it was absolutely necessary. And in this case, it was absolutely necessary because I was up listening to your worthless show last night where you lied about so many things, aside from the fact, just wait. We have a show coming up devoted to Havoc, Mr. Low IQ. Mr. Low IQ, closer to 42 than 45. And, of course, Larry, the wet-minded man, because he drinks too much alcohol. And I know why you drink too much alcohol. And on the next show, I'm going to discuss the possibilities of why you drink too much alcohol and how your mind is wet and what it means to have a wet, spongy mind. So Thursday, I go into the city and I purchase this inexpensive computer because the only Asus in the store, there were two. One was 16,000 pesos. It was a 13-inch, and it had less power than the average cell phone. The only thing it did have was a screen and some plug-ins that you could plug in a USB port. Well, I didn't want that. And it had 1/4 of a terabyte of drive space. That's no good for me. So I go into the store, I says, let me see what you have in Asus. So they had that 16,000 peso computer in Thinking Tools. You go up the escalator, you walk past my friend Don, the security guard, you stop, you go left, and it's the first computer on the left-hand side, in case you don't believe me. And the next Asus computer was a Rogue i7 gaming computer for 89,000 pesos. You walk in the store, you walk past the security guard Don, who stands on the left side. You go 2 aisles up, make a left, and it's the first computer on the left. It's the only computer on that aisle. So for 80,000 pesos, I would get an i7. I don't want an i7. I want an i9. And I want the Asus Pro Duo i9. And I will get that. So I guess we could give a little bit of a shout out for the people that donated money for my computer, because I ended up spending some money on the computer. And Havoc, Mr. One more point, Havoc, Mr. Low IQ, closer to 42 than 45. You're a liar. You can't prove it. I never asked Warren for $80,000. I never asked him for it. Warren, 2 years ago, decided he wanted to be my partner, and we came to an agreement. That's another lie that you can't prove. And there are dozens of people that know that Warren was the one who initiated contact with me and wanted to buy the second floor. And we came to a price where $80,000 was reasonable. At that time, 2 years ago, I would never sell it for $80,000 now. And I'm still going ahead with building a hotel. Now it's $200,000. And when I sell it for $200,000, the second floor, if I sell it for $200,000, I will not sell it for $199,000. I will sell it for $200,000, not a penny less. I'm going to be like the Filipinos. They give you a price and they stick to the price. $200,000 buys the second floor, period. I never asked Warren to be my partner. He wanted to be my partner. More lies from you and the drunk Indumagetti, a.k.a. Larry. More lies. So Thursday, I buy the computer. I am exhausted. I went food shopping Thursday. Well, let's see. Well, Thursday I spent 48,000 pesos on building materials and the computer and tarpaulin for the cement mixer, which I'm going to store in my backyard, a brand new, 1-bag cement mixer. So I spent 48,400 pesos. Just under, well, actually, it's $1,000 US. And if I show you this, I'll just show you the price of the computer so I don't have to hear that that's a lie. But I won't show you the other things where I'm going to prove that Havoc, Mr. Low IQ, closer to 42 than 45, is a liar. He's a straight up and down, bold, cold-faced liar. And Daisy May said that he's a liar. And Daisy May said if it's true that he said what he said, his wife said that Havoc, Mr. Low IQ, said that his wife, which I don't really believe, but he said his wife talked to Daisy May long time ago, way before she was going to leave, way before I knew she was going to leave. And she said I was a drunk. This got to go back into 2018. So what did I do? I just called Daisy May on the phone and asked her if she said that. And she said no. She never said that. And she said, and immediately, first of all, Daisy has never lied to me. Never. So I believe her. But second, she said that if your wife said that, she's a liar. And the reason she said that your wife, if she said that, is a liar is because I didn't drink alcohol at all back at that point. If I did, it was one shot. Daisy and I would take one shot of alcohol, sometimes 2 shots, to go to sleep. Because we drank so much coffee in the morning, it was at 7 o'clock in the morning, it was difficult to even go to sleep at 10 or 11 o'clock at night. But I was never an alcoholic. Not like Larry, that wet-brained. You know, Larry, you are a drunk. You've been on everybody's panel, and you sound drunk. You woke up last night at 3 o'clock in the morning, you sounded like your brain was in a fog. That's a wet brain. You have a serious drinking problem, dude. No, we're not talking about a problem. We're not talking about a problem that could be rectified mentally, because you know you're a drunk. Everybody said you're a drunk, and you've still continued with your alcohol. I heard you on Chief's panel not so long ago. You were drunk, slurring your words, or you're on some kind of medication. One or the other, I don't know. So here is the without showing my telephone number, because it's in so many videos now, I guess it doesn't really matter. But June 4th, that doesn't really matter. I just block you anyway. June 4th, where are we? Right there, June 4th. And 30,997, whatever it is. So here's 31,000 pesos that I spent on the computer. 30,995, and there's my name right there. See? So in case you lie about how much money I spent on the computer. So another lie is that I'm broke. Okay, I'm broke. Okay, so I'm not broke. And to the closet dweller that says he won't get in the ring with me because I don't have $10,000. Well, I do. So get in the ring with me, closet dweller. How's that working out for you, living in a closet? Anyway, how's that working out for you? Remember, about a year ago, you kept saying, where is he now? Where is he now? He's in a shack. Where are you now? You're in a closet. You're in a broom closet, a hallway closet. Where are you now? You wake up and you're in a closet. You have no view of anything. And you keep saying, my house in Hawaii is everybody. Nobody wishes they had your house in Hawaii, dude. Nobody has ever said, nobody ever will say they wish to have a house where you live in Hawaii. Because you live in the middle of nowhere. You look outside your house. What's outside your house? Plants. Some trees, some shrubs. It's better than, well, I have to give you, it's one up on Havoc, Mr. Low IQ, 42 closer to 42 than 45. It's better than living in a rat-infested building, because not that I've ever seen a rat in the closet Mr. Low IQ 42's house, but all apartment buildings, all of them are infested with rats and vermin. It's just part of being an apartment dwelling resident. You can't take that away. Mice, rats, cockroaches. Now, some are not infested with rats, cockroaches, and mice and other lamuk or small bugs, but those are the ones where you see the guy walks down the hallway once a week with the sprayer, spraying bug juice, bug-killing juice. You live in either a rat-infested apartment, or you're breathing in a poisonous chemical. And what that does is it slows down the synapses in the brains of the rodents and the bugs, or destroys their liver, or destroys their kidneys, or destroys their brain. You are being saturated with bug juice. You live in an apartment house. You have to be, either you live in an apartment house with rats and mice and cockroaches that run rampant, or your house is being sprayed once a week with a professional chemical that if you were to ingest, it would kill you, but slowly it's killing you anyway. And that's why you have lost the ability for cognitive reasoning and cognitive speech. You have to speak in segments, segmented sentences. Now, you people out there that don't understand what I'm saying, that's understandable. But the havoc, Mr. Low IQ, closer to 42 than 45, when you listen to his speech, it's slurred in that he wanted to talk about one of my subscribers. And he had a specific name that he wanted, but he couldn't remember the name. So he throws out a name, Dennis Adams. So his ability to put several thoughts together and maintain a fluid speech is not possible anymore. That's from the roach spray, dude. That's from the rat spray. That's from the bug spray. That's what it does. Go ahead and spray a big cockroach. Put a cockroach in a glass bottle and just give it the smallest amount of spray. And what happens is the cockroach starts to walk crooked. And when he starts to walk up the side of the bottle, he falls over. His brain becomes foggy and it deteriorates the brain and the liver and the kidneys from the inside out, depending on the animal infestation. So every day that you breathe in that stuff, and now you don't even know if you're breathing it in, because now they have no odorless chemicals and clear chemicals. So it used to be like when they sprayed the hallway, the corners of the hallway and the staircases, because that's where roaches and bugs walk. They like to walk in the corners, the crevices. Used to be like a very fine, light-colored yellow. They don't have that anymore. They have a clear spray. You don't smell it, and you don't see it, but it still kills the lamuk, which is bugs, the cockroaches, the rats, and the mice. Your brain is no longer able to formulate long sentences. You have to speak in broken sentences, because that's the chemical going to work on your brain. The fact that you correlate things improperly, somehow you're an idiot. We'll just go over one more point of fact. Everybody knows that when I was on the Chinese ladder that I bought for 3,500 pesos, which was the best ladder in the store, the ladder collapsed because the dogs walked out of the lock and I fell onto the bucket. Everybody knows this. But you're because of your low IQ, which is closer to 42 than 45, you said, I built a ladder that broke and I fell onto the bucket. Not only are you not able to remember facts that were posted all over the internet for months and months about the Chinese ladder, and hundreds of videos I mentioned the Chinese ladder. You created a story in your brain which is not realistic. I built a ladder. It's the one I walk up and down every day on. I built a ladder that's already for 4 years old and it's never collapsed. It might collapse tomorrow. Who knows? But it didn't collapse yet. The Chinese ladder, the dogs worked themselves out of the grooves and the ladder collapsed and I fell on the bucket. And you make fun of that? I want to see you do that shit here. Come to the Philippines and run that shit to my face. That's what I want to see. I don't want to hear that this is what Havoc, Mr. Sissy, low IQ, closer to 42 than 4. You know what he does? He does this in every show. He goes, listen to this. And he clicks a couple of bullets out of the chamber. He ejects 1 or 2 bullets. Do you know what that was, he says? Is that some kind of a threat, asshole? Is that some kind of a threat that you're clicking rounds out of a chamber? When you come to the Philippines, you won't have that option. You can't have a gun here in the Philippines. But he has to do it for some sort of macho, I guarantee you won't have that option here. So why do you do it? Is that some sort of an insidious, look up the word, idiot, insidious threat, implied threat? Listen to this. And when he ejects 2 rounds and lets them bounce off the chamber. He took that video down, but I heard it, and so did everybody else. And then he likes to cock his gun also. He likes to set one up into the chamber. Listen to that. So he's a hunter. He's a big tough guy. Guns. You don't even know what guns are. I don't know what your repertoire of guns are. I don't care. It doesn't bother me that you do that. You don't threaten me in any way, shape, or form with a gun. Because you're not going to have one when you get here. And you're not going to run that shit to my face. That's for sure. So, digressing back, of course, we have to go back. I have a comment. Paul Carvalho. Okay. Philip. I'm not going to read all the comments. You're welcome to make comments. Okay. Interesting fact. Thank you, Andrew, for the compliment on the computer. Philip, Lenovo is an offshoot of IBM. Thank you for that piece of information. Paul Carvalho. Mike, did you hear he has a huge debt at 67 years old? He revealed it himself by mistake today. That's because he has another person, what I call the closet dweller, and this is factual. He's an idiot savant. He's an idiot savant in his ability to remember certain things, but other things not so much. Joe Johns. So let me thank you. I'm going to get to that in a minute. Joe Johns, thank you. So the closet dweller in Hawaii is an idiot savant in that, now, believe me when I tell you this is a real word. An idiot savant is someone who could have been classified retarded, and this is possible, that can't speak in some cases and can't talk in sentences in some cases, gets words mixed up. But an idiot savant has a particular characteristical trait inside their genome that they can do one thing perfectly. So you could get an idiot savant child that's 14 years old that can't speak and has trouble hand movements, erratic. They don't have motor function of their fingers or their hands or even their body or their face. So, but that same child whose hands go like this and doesn't have motor control over their face or a twitch or something like that, that same child can listen to an entire symphony orchestra piano concerto from start to finish one time and then play it back without missing a beat. That's the idiot savant in Hawaii. He has the ability to remember certain things, but other things he gets wrong. And he lies. So there's a lot of complications in the idiot savant's life. So he can't get facts straight. He gets half the facts straight. What the idiot savant can remember, many pieces of information, but he gets them confused with other pieces of information like Havoc, Mr. Low IQ, closer to 42 than 45, when he said he heard the word ladder and he associated me building a ladder with a ladder that broke. Now, the idiot Havoc, the idiot conversation that he had, I can prove to you that he's an idiot for that one thing. Because, well, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to walk outside. But first, I'm going to go to Joe Johns. Joe Johns apparently knew me from when I was a child. Joe Johns says, Mike, still the same guy. You're an honest man who tells the truth. We both remember the big bow wow, Mike. I look up to you in Howard Beach. Thank you, Joe Johns. So, now, I've often said, Joe John, thank you very much for taking the time to make a comment. I often said that the people that knew me in Howard Beach, the only thing they're going to tell you is that, gee, Mike, you mellowed out a lot. Because I did. Paul Carvalho, he quickly removed the video, but someone else reposted it. Thank you, Paul. I'll check on that. I'm going to go out and paint a whole another $1,000 worth of stuff today, but I'll check that out at the end of the day. Andrew Steinmetz says he really is like the closet guy. These two people take pieces of information and get them confused with one another, or they're just bold-faced liars. Jolie B. Ashkel, hey, my friend from Hawaii, how are you? Thank you for stopping by. Larry is... Andrew can answer that. No, Jolie Bay Ashkal is one of our friends, Andrew. He's a roach himself. Okay. Yeah, okay. He got banned here, I think. I don't know. I don't care for Larry Big... No, it's not Larry Bighead. Larry Bighead, I have never had a problem with. It's not Larry Bighead. It's not Larry Bighead. And Agnes, excellent. My friend Agnes. I saw you make a guest appearance on Captain Dave's show, Agnes, this morning, and you were going to go talk. You were going to go take the mom-in-law, Dave's mother, out food shopping. That was so nice of you to stop by and to say hello. Thank you for that. Agnes and Dave have been my friend for years. I'm doing great. Thank you, Agnes. And thank you for... I saw Dave's... When he threw out that heat lamp bulb, that killed me. That's a $13 bulb in the Philippines, honey. So, Agnes, we're doing well. Thank you. Okay, so Jollibee says Lenovo's a good one. Thank you for that update. And any computer that lasts that long is a good investment. It was only $1,000 back then. Okay, so I'm going to prove to the idiot savant, Havoc, Mr. Low IQ, closer to 42 than 45. Plus, I'm going to just show you some of $1,000 worth of new materials that I purchased this week. $1,000 more invested into a hotel that I'm never going to build. Plus another, it's going to go close to $700. My next order is going to be delivered by truck from Build-A-Ware. I really should do a show on Build-A-Ware, but I'm not. So let me just show you that the idiot savant like man, aka Havoc Mr. Low IQ, closer to 42 than 45. Let me just show you why he's a bold-faced, stone-cold liar, according to myself and Daisy May. But first, let me show you. I don't know that I really want to show you this, but okay. Inside this box here, you know what? Let me get a cutting instrument. Okay, let me get a little cutting instrument here, and then we'll show you what's inside this box. For the forms, of course, for the hotel, I'm never going to build. So here we go. Now, in here is, I don't know. Okay, so first off, in here, this is custom bolts for the forms. I'm gonna redesign forms, concrete forms. I'm gonna redesign them like nobody's ever seen the way I'm gonna build these forms. Nobody's ever done it before. Nobody's ever seen it done before. I've looked for it all over the internet. Of course, someone will probably copy and patent my my building skills, but that's okay. So in here is 1,000 pesos worth of bolts that I'm going to use to build the new forms. This is enough to build two 12-foot high 17-inch by 17-inch columns. And these are what is called a pan head bolt. So there's about $20 worth of bolts in here, $10 for each column. And when I get two built, I'll pour those two. And this is another size pan head bolt, inch and a half. Same, hold on. This is a different size pan head bolt. So we have inch and a half pan head bolts and 4.5-inch pan head bolts. And you'll see what I'm going to do with these to build the forms. So, yeah, this is the guy that's not going to build a hotel, that's not going to build forms to do concrete work, that doesn't know anything, that we have an idiot savant that criticizes me on a daily basis. And then he lies and says his wife said this and his wife said that. So here are some of the booty. Now, I'm going to need this to lock the 4.5-inch bolts in place on the forms. So this is 2 quarts of epoxy. Now, I bought more extension wire for something I'm doing that I needed. I think I bought 10 meters of extension cord for something else I'm doing. Now, this is some more tape. These are just rolls of tape. Okay, because I need more tape. I'm the tape guy, remember? Okay, so these are scaffold. These are, I have 100 of these total. There's another box in the cargo container. And I'm going to paint these, of course, before I use them. So this is a rigid scaffold clamp, rigid. And this one, see this round, this is a pivot. So this one pivots. You can pivot the pipe. You can put it on a 45, a 90, or a straight. There you go. This pivots, that pivots, and this one has 4 rivets. It's solid, rigid. So I think I have 100 of these total with another box I have in the container. Now, let's go outside. Let's go outside. And I'll, oh, wait. This is my Lenovo, my new Lenovo case for the computer. Yeah, that Fazio, he's broke. You piece of garbage. Bet me $10,000 on some of the stuff I want to wager you on. I'll bring cash. You piece of shit. Now, this is a new tarpaulin. This was $30. They only had one. Well, I could only carry one. They had another one that was a little bigger. I'm waiting for them to get another one this size. This is a, I think this was 12 by 12. Yeah, 12 by 12. And that's for the cement mixer. Because the other one needs to be cut up for something else. I'm going to put a new tarpaulin on that. So let's show you the rest of the booty. For the guy that's broke, for the guy that doesn't know anything about construction, Steve, directly comment to you. A direct comment to you. Compared to me, when it comes to construction or tool knowledge, you're a liar and you're an idiot. Now, I never said you didn't know anything about tools. You got that confused with that idiot savant thing that you get complicated things mixed up because they're complicated to you because you have such a low IQ. I said you know nothing about tools around working around salt water and being outside in the rain. The tools that you work on your printing equipment, they are oiled. They never see the rain. They never see salt water. They never fall into dirt. And you got that comment mixed up when I said you know nothing about how to take care of tools with you know nothing about tools because you're an idiot savant. Havoc, Mr. Low IQ, closer to 42 than 45. Now, here are 4 pipes 11 feet long. This has to be painted, right? Jesus Christ, he's got pipe in his backyard, it's not painted. Now, these are 4 8-foot pieces. Now, this goes along with a story of part of $1,000, well, part of $1,000 that I spent on Thursday. So these pipes were 6 meters long. I cut 4 8-foot pieces, and then we had 4 11-foot pieces remaining. Let's go back to the idiot savant. Havoc, Mr. Low IQ, 42, closer to 42 than 45. Let's go back to the idiot that can't get shit straight in his head because he's an idiot savant. He really doesn't have the ability to focus or hold his attention on facts. So here are 2 ladders. Coco, here are 2 ladders. This ladder is the Chinese ladder that broke. That inside this area here are dogs, D-O-G-S. This latch that I'm putting my hand on right here, this is a latch. It has a locking mechanism. When I was on the ladder and the ladder was going back and forth like this, the dogs walked out of the grooves that they were in and the ladder collapsed on me. That's why I call it the Chinese junk ladder. Now, how did I fix that? I fixed it by taking a piece of 1x2, sistering it up next to the ladder, and then putting straw around every rung on both sides. That ladder no longer folds. Now, it does need new straw, and it needs a good paint job, too. It's white, needs to be yellow. But this is the Chinese ladder, you idiot savant. Havoc, Mr. Low IQ, closer to 42 than 45. This is the Chinese ladder that broke. This is the ladder that I built. This ladder here is 2x3 or 2x3 1/4 coconut lumber dadoed into 2x4 lumber. Then it's glued, and then it's nailed. This ladder, it could break, but it seems to be solid, and It's going to definitely break eventually because it's wood. And I'm going to be building a new one of these shortly and longer, 4 feet longer, to go up to the second floor. But in the meantime, these are dadoed in rungs. They don't fall off because they're dadoed in. Now, eventually this will break or rot, but I'm going to disassemble this when it gets to that point and use the lumber for forms. So the idiot, savant, havoc, Mr. Low IQ, closer to 42 than 45, he got another thing wrong. Now, to prove to you that the idiot savant gets so much stuff wrong, let's go over to this side, and then I'll show you the rest of the purchase order of the $1,000. Let's go over to this side here. Look at the ends. Look at the ends of this pipe. Now, this is from the Build-A-Wear. The Build-A-Wear shipped it like this. I have a video of it on top of the tricycle. Look what Build-A-Wear did. Build-A-Wear decided to paint the ends of the pipe with white paint so they didn't rust. That's why the idiot savant, this is what the idiot savant, this is how come the idiot savant can't comprehend what I say about the painting of the tools. You need to paint your tools, otherwise they will turn into rusty piles of garbage. So they decided to paint both ends. This is the 11-foot piece, all painted, and the other end. Why did Build-A-Wear decide to paint bare metal? Because it rusts. Now, when did I tell you I made this order? Thursday, right? Today is what, Sunday? Monday. Today's Monday. Look at this. Look at what we got here. Look at what we have here. Look at this mess. Look at the water on here. And now, look at this. This is a rust. It's already rusting. It's only 4 days. It rained twice since Thursday afternoon. Look, it's rusting. If I didn't paint this, because I'm about ready to paint it, if I didn't paint this in a year, this would be a useless product long before that, because it would be bleeding rust all over the cement or wherever else you were working. So to the idiot savant, the reason we paint metal is so it doesn't rust. So this is 4 days old. To the idiot savant, why can't you get it through your head that when you buy a car, it has paint on it? Because it will rust if you don't put paint on it. To the idiot savant, I'm going to bring you back inside and show you what happened to my tools that were left out in the rain for 1 day. Even that they were painted where the hammer hammered nails, the paint was wore off a little bit. I'm going to show the idiot savant, a.k.a. Havoc Mr. Low IQ, closer to 42 than 45. I'm going to show you the difference between a painted tool and a non-painted tool. You are stone stupid if you can't get this through your head. But here are two clamps. Two clamps, identical. One is painted, one is not. This one rusted. They were both clamped onto the seat. They were both clamped onto the same outside piece of metal. Apparently they were out there for a year. I forgot where they were. This one is not painted and it rusted. Idiot savant. This one is painted and it didn't rust. And where the edge started to get rusty is where the paint has disappeared. And here's my hammer. This is a $38 hammer. Look, where I used the hammer, it got rusty. Pulling nails, it got rusty. You are an idiot savant because you're an idiot savant. Proven over and over. But wait. Oh, here's more booty. And there are real boots. Look, next week I should be able to put these boots on. my leg is healing up quite well. So I took these out. I'm going to oil these down, wax them down. So to the idiot savant that I'm never going to build a hotel, I don't know anything about tools, you are just proving day after day, after show, what an absolutely worthless human being you are to try to knock me down. You can't do that. You can't do it. I can do it to you if I wanted to, and I might decide to do that. I might decide to go all in on the idiot savant, aka Havoc, Mr. Havoc, Mr. Low IQ, closer to 42 than 4. I might go all in on you. You telling me that you're going to lean on me? What does that mean, you're going to lean on me? And then laughing? Dude, in real life, you would not say that. You wouldn't do it. You could ask that guy Joe Johns. You could ask him. Go ahead and ask him if I let people lean on me. You got people that they made movies about that didn't do that kind of shit to me. Because I was out there working like a real man. Number one, they wouldn't do it because I was a working class hero. And I busted my ass my whole life owning. You know that they wanted, when I bought my barge and crane service, they being the bent nose, one of the guys in the bent nose industry, he wanted $500 a month in 1988 just for they called it insurance. Remember glass insurance? Remember everybody in the 70s and 80s how the Italians and some of the other cultures, you had to have insurance. Like if you had a store in Chinatown, you had to have glass insurance. They wanted $500 a month from me. I told them to get out of my office. And when they wouldn't leave, I escorted them out the door. And then a few hours later, the phone rang, and it was the owner of Maggio something or other. And he said to me, Mike, what did you do? And I said, Joe, those guys told me I had to give them $500 a month. And I'm not going to give anybody $500 a month for glass insurance. We'll just call it glass. It's extortion. And he said, Mike, why didn't you just call me up? And I said, Joe, because if I called you up, then I'd have to build you a deck and dock that you need very badly to be replaced. I was friends with Joe's entire family, all the children in the family. I never dated his daughter per se, but we were friends for very, very many years. And we were good friends. We went to the same parties, I went to many parties at Joe's house, and I said to him, because if I ask you for a favor, then I'm going to have to build you a deck and dock system, and I'd rather charge you $50,000 than do it for free. And he said to me, Mike, if this happens, I said, Joe, it better not happen again. Okay, you can ask Joe Johns. I don't know who Joe Johns is, but I will tell you that I told him it better not happen again. Not that I was threatening Joe, but I was just making a statement saying, you need to get clear on this. I'm not paying anybody extortion money to have a business in Howard Beach. Other people did, and if they want to, they can. I'm not. I am a working class hero. I built my business up from nothing. I worked the business. I worked harder than the men. And you think I'm going to let some idiot savant named Havoc, Mr. Low IQ, closer to 42 than 45, you think I'm going to let him abuse me because he ejects a couple of rounds out of a chamber in America? How does that intimidate me? You can't have a gun when you get here, so it's just going to be mano a mano. And you telling me that you're going to kick me in my right leg and then you're going to shove my left leg into my rectum? Ha! That was an interesting statement that you said. I would like to see that happen. Can we make a video of that? Havoc, Mr. Low IQ, closer to 42 than 4. Making public threats. And I didn't. And I'm going to tell you something else, dude. I never, ever, ever flagged your channel. I don't even flag the Closet Dwellers channel. I don't care what you say. Actually, it gives me something to do on the rainy days, which was supposed to rain today, but it didn't rain. So I'll go out and paint shit. I got 5 more gallons of paint, which I didn't show you. 5 more gallons of white. I have 3 gallons of white left. I have a gallon. That's latex. I have 1 gallon of white oil base, brand new gallon, and 2 gallons of yellow oil base, sun yellow. That's my favorite. And I have 1 gallon of a half a gallon of Caterpillar yellow, orange, whatever it is. And I have 2 more gallons of miscellaneous paint that I could use for a primer. So I'm good. I have 5 and 3 is 13, and 2 yellow, 14, 15, 1 white, 16, and like 4 gallons. I have 20 gallons, 10 of oil base and 10 of white. I'm good to go. But you and making implied threats by popping, what does this sound like when you, and he drops one, he ejects one out of the chamber and it hits the bullet, lands on the table. Oh, that's freaking scary, dude. Oh my God. Oh my God. He ejected a bullet out of the chamber. Let's everybody shit our pants. What is wrong with you? Well, we know what's wrong with you. You have a low IQ. Let me go back to the comments. Let's see. Lenovo is Hong Kong, okay. Yeah, but Lenovo has a office here right in Bohol. So good service, says Bruce Thompson, in sending money is over. They're asking for proof of addresses in New Zealand and freezing transactions. They really want you to be legal. Who is messing with my man Fazio? Some guy named Havoc, Mr. Low IQ, closer to 42 than 45. Now, and if you think that story that I told you was when they were leaning on me. They leaned on me until I asked them to leave my office. And then I literally, I literally escorted them out the door. That could have been very detrimental to my future, but I did it anyway. So Andrew says, suffice it to say, any one of Michael's real life stories is far more real and more telling than some worthless blogger says. Zero Master. That was the freaking name. Zero Master. Thank you. So let's just go over one blatant, stone cold faced, bold ass lie that Havoc, Mr. Closer to 42 than 45 IQ, put out. He said, he said he knew exactly where Daisy May was. Or was that the idiot Larry with the wet brain? One of those two. There was a lot of comments. That he takes the channel down. I can't see the comments. I have to remember. So the idiot said, I know exactly where Daisy May is. And Daisy May is not her real name, said the idiot, Havoc, Mr. Low IQ, closer to 42 than 45. So let's go through this by the numbers. Okay, how could you say to me that Daisy May is not her real name? And that I'm lying about her real name. And I called her up on the phone, not about her name. I called her up on the phone to ask her if she ever told your wife that she said I was a drunk. And it's impossible for her to say that because I'm not a drunk. You might be a drunk. Certainly Larry is a drunk. That's been proven thousands of in thousands of comments where he slurs his words when he's on somebody else's live stream. The man, his brain is wet. I don't care about that. But then when you want to, and Larry said, F you, Mike, on Havoc Mister's low IQ closer to 42, 0, Havoc 0 Master, Mr. low IQ. He said, he said, so I'm going to say it back. I'm going to say it back to Larry. F you, Larry. So that's F as in Frank, you, Larry. So here, they both said they knew where Daisy was. You don't, neither one of you. I would bet $10,000 right now if you could be right in front of me, and you would have to be right in front of me right now. I'd bet you $20,000, which I could show you in a bank book. $20,000. You didn't know where Daisy was last Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, and Monday. Where was she? You couldn't possibly know that. I know where she was. So you are both lying that I don't know where Daisy is at any one given time. But you certainly don't know because you're both are liars. Your brains are wet. I would imagine, and I can't say for sure, I would imagine that the Havoc Mr. 0 closer to IQ closer to 42 than 45, 0 Master, I would imagine he's a drunk as well. Because he gets these things mixed up. So here is one proof that not only do I know what Daisy's real name is, but she collects money under her real name. Otherwise, she can't get the money. Now, why did I send her money on Thursday? That was one of the things I did Thursday, so I could prove to you her real name. So here it is, asshole. Her name, this is the date. Let's get the date there. Where's the date? The date. 6/4/2021. There's the transaction number by Michael Thomas Fazio. There's Daisy's name, Daisy May Agno, in the middle, one of the names I blacked out. And anywhere in the Philippines. Here is the service order on the bottom, and the person, the sender. And why did I send her money? Just to prove to you that that's her real legal name. Now, I have other proof over there that that's her real name. And you said, because you're an idiot savant, you said that her name is not Daisy May. Well, she can't collect money unless her legal identification says Daisy May on it. So I'll get you another piece of legal document that I haven't blacked out. I haven't looked at it in a while, but it's something that I have with her name on it, because in order to get a gun permit in the Philippines, Daisy had to fill out a certain amount of paperwork in order to get her gun permit, and she did. I took her to the police station, and we filled out the paperwork. It's called a let's see. It's called Individual Application for License to Own and Possess Firearms. Okay, and it has the address on it, and we will show you the name on the permit application. So here is the picture of Daisy May on the application to possess a firearm. And then on the top of the same page is the name that she used to apply for the... we folded it a little bit incorrectly there. The name she used to apply for the gun permit itself. Daisy May. Application for license to own and possess firearms. This is the name, Daisy Mae Agno. I just didn't give you her middle name, just so that you can't screw around with her. That's her real name, idiot, havoc, Mr. Zero, IQ closer to 42 than 45. And you said I don't know her real name. So this is an application for a gun permit. She had to show, and I have copies here, her birth certificate, her Philippines ID, and then swear out an affidavit. And then we have the paperwork from when we went to Cebu. She did a psychological evaluation. So I don't know where Daisy Mae is. I don't know her real name. I don't have her phone number that I can call her up and ask her a question. In this case, it was important for me to ask the question. I knew that the answer was. I knew she didn't tell you a worthless wife a lie. I knew she didn't say that. I believe you made up that story. I believe that you implicated your wife in a bold-faced lie to back up your worthless lies. And if you didn't implicate your wife, Shirley, and make her out to be a liar, a third-party liar, if you didn't do that and she said it, well, then your wife has as many psychological problems as you do, dude. Because you said directly that Shirley said that Daisy said I was a drunk. When at that point I very rarely, if ever, drank any alcohol at all. And I just called up Daisy and said, did you say that? She said, no, I did not say that. And she laughed. She goes, and she laughed, and then she added, how could I say that? You're not a drunk. So there are a lot of things. There are a lot of reasons, good and bad reasons, why Daisy and I have separated. But we always remain friends. See, that's the difference between a real friend and a piece of garbage like the idiot savant Havoc Mr. Zero, IQ closer to 42 than 45. Because let me tell you what that worthless piece of blogging, lying, deceptive, and the other friend of his, the drunk with the wet brain named Larry from Dumagetti, let me tell you what they did, okay? They decided to make me the bad guy. So the idiot savant, Havoc Mr. Zero, with an IQ closer to 42 than 45, immediately after we had an argument, I said to the idiot savant, I don't care if we ever talk again after this conversation. And I said, I just want you to, I don't care if we ever talk again, but we're not friends. And at that point, he hung up the phone. Now, I was done. I had already told him this conversation is over. I don't care if we ever talk again. My end of the conversation was done. Unless he had something else to say, I would not hang up on him because we were friends. And because we were friends, I was going to give him the benefit of the doubt of keeping our argument private. But the bitch boy, like Havoc Mr. Zero, with an IQ closer to 42 than 45, just hours later, had to go on to the Slobs channel and say, I had a fight with Fazio, he's a loser, he's crazy. And then he gave Fat Slob, here's the money I would have given Fazio, because he was a member of my Patreon account for years, and he gave me $10 a month. Here's Fazio's money. And he gave the slob $10. What a worthless endeavor that was. You gave a borderline psychopath, pervert, child molester, hiring of prostitutes $10 so he could buy food for a prostitute or pay for a prostitute itself. You gave him $10, and that makes you some kind of a hero. You did that because you needed FaceTime. you needed somebody to console you because you are like a little bitch girl. You're like that. I would have never, ever, ever brought it up because the argument went both ways. You did a stupid thing by allowing Aloe de Winter an hour of FaceTime on your channel to advertise for a Ladyboy channel. And I argued with you because you are stupid, and I tried to make you understand reason that you are not smart enough to outsmart Aloe de Winter. He's 100 times smarter than most people on the internet. That's why I have him blocked. So I don't have to argue with him. That's why I don't go on Chi Corsair's channel to defend myself. I don't need to defend myself. Even now with the new computer that I could go on StreamYards, I don't need to defend myself. I don't lie. You are the liar. Larry is the liar, the drunk from Dumageddon. You are the liars. I don't lie. I don't need to defend myself. I just showed you the Chinese ladder that you got mixed up with the ladder. Encore, rip them apart. Well, we're not done yet. We're not done yet. I got a couple of other key talking points. Hey, the professor. Hello, professor. So, you're the one who got the Chinese ladder. Isn't it a coincidence that the Chinese ladder with the broken dogs that's all taped up and tied up so it can never collapse again when I go on it? Isn't that a coincidence that I have those two ladders chained up next to one? It's not a coincidence. It's where they are. No, Larry, this is a different Larry, Jack, though. Not Larry from Detroit. Larry from Detroit and I get along just fine. No matter what crazy shit he does, I never had a problem with Larry from Detroit. This is Larry from Dumageddon. Don't get them confused because they are two different people. One is totally freaking worthless and a stone cold drunk from Dumageddon. And the other one, he just has a lot of he has a lot of extra time to party in the Philippines. I have nothing against Larry from Detroit at all. We've always remained friends over the years. So, do you think it's just a coincidence that I had those two ladders together? No, it's because that's where I keep my ladders. And that is something that I'm about to change drastically. But so did we clear this up? Did we clear this up? That Daisy May, that I know enough about Daisy May to have her real identification. Did we clear that up, you idiot savant? That her name is Daisy May? Have we cleared that up? That made you a liar. Did we clear that up? Here is the application for a weapons permit. And here is the name at the top of the page for the weapons permit. Daisy May. Do you think Daisy May could use false identification to get a weapons permit? Do you think that's possible? No, she can't. And you're an idiot, and you're a liar, and your wife's a liar. If what you said, that your wife said that I was a drunk and Daisy told her that makes your wife a liar. But here's what I really think. I think you implicated your wife as backup. Because you have no backup that Daisy May said I was a drunk. I'm not a drunk. How could I be a drunk if I'm not a drunk? How could Daisy May say I was a... There's a lot of things. There are a lot of reasons that Daisy May and I are not together. But one of them, I rest assured, one of them is not that Daisy or I ever lied to each other or to one another about anything. Nothing did we. We never had an argument. We never cheated on each other. She never lied to me ever. She's not a liar. She's not a liar. You people try to make everybody out to be a liar because you're the liar. You're the liar. So here's I'll give you another piece of identification with Daisy May's real name. Piece of garbage. This one has her official receipt of the Republic of the Philippines, Office of the Treasurer, This is the receipt for the monies that we paid to send Daisy to school. Now this is a different one this is an incident report. Okay. Well, anyway, that's all in that back document. Well, anyway, I have enough documentation. I just showed you her gun permit application with her name on it. I don't need to show you anymore. I didn't need to show you that. I only did it because it's fun making the idiot savant Havoc Mr. Zero with an IQ closer to 42 than 45. I did that to show you that you're a liar, to show the world you're a liar. I have more. I have more. There's more at the door, like the Who says. I gotta tell you, dude, you screwed up this morning telling... Another lie is that I made... Here's... Let me tell you, I wish I could open up the files. I have files, I have notes. I can do that. I took the drive out of my old computer. I have the notes. Oh, we're going to go in deeper. We're going in deeper. We're going in all the way. We're going in, baby. So here is, I had to pay 1,000 pesos to get my old drive out of my Asus computer and to put it in a box. I call it a box, a case. And let's get this plugged in. Holy macaroni. Once I get this drive open, I could go over my Havoc Master notes. I might as well do a video about the Havoc Mr. 42, closer to 42 IQ than 45. Oh my God. There was a problem with the drive. Scan and fix it. Now, this is not supposed to happen, but scan and fix recommended. Okay, we're going to go there. Repair the drive. All right, I'm going to have to... Let's see if we can open up this drive. It did this the other day, and it took 2 hours to open up the drive. I don't know why. They did tell me at the... okay, they told me at the store that it would take 2 hours. Once the new computer looked at the old drive, you had to go to users and then press Michael, and it processed for 2 hours and 15 minutes to read it, but now it read it within seconds. So it says your device was successfully scanned. I can show you that. And we're going to open that up now. I could tell you a real life story about The Who, a song called The Who. So let's open that up and let's get that file open. Let's open up the Asus, the old drive, and let's find the idiot savant. I don't know if I'm going to have to put it in. Let's see. Let's sort by date modified. Sort by date modified. Should sort by date modified. Let's see. Where are you? Oh boy, I had a whole document in that drive. And can I search something? Let's see if I could search out. The number 69. I have a document for Havoc Mr. Zero. We're going to find that document. Let's see if we can find that document. It's working. No. No, not that one. Not that one. It's not showing me that document. Anyway, okay, so I have a document with the... All right, so the Havoc Mr. Zero with an IQ closer to 42 than 45. He also allows people on his channel with no videos on their channel, no content. Some clown named Junior. Junior, who has no content on YouTube and no videos and has never shown his face, doesn't tell you what he does. He confirms whatever Havoc Mr. Zero, with an IQ closer to 42 than 45. He confirms what Havoc Mr. Zero, closer with an IQ. He confirms what Havoc Mr. says. And Larry, the drunk from Dumageddon, he confirms. But they can't confirm it. Can you confirm now that you said Daisy May's real name was not Daisy May, and I proved that to be true? Can you confirm that Shirley said that I was a drunk and Daisy May told her that? You can't do that. But you could say anything you want. But you took the videos down so no one else can see it because you're a coward. I leave my videos up unless I say something egregious or unless I break or borderline break some of the rules. I leave my videos up. People can watch my videos for the rest of their natural lives if they want. Or the rest of... But you take them down because you know you broke the rules. You know you said crap in the video that would get you in trouble. But I'm going to tell you again, I didn't flag your damn video, even though your video should be flagged. I didn't flag it. And I'm going to tell you again, you idiot savant, I have 3 channels. And if I didn't have the 3rd channel, I wouldn't have been able to see that the bitch boy go on Fat Slob's channel and abuse me for 2 hours or an hour and a half. I just had a fight with Fazio. That guy's a loser. And of course, the slob is going to agree with you. You gave him $10. That's what we do. That's what people do when you give them super chat money. They agree with you. They kiss your ass. And the slob is one of the most egregious people on YouTube. Personally, I don't know why someone hasn't walked up to him on the street and ended his blogging career. One of the girls that he abuses puts on YouTube and embarrasses the girl and her family. One of the other bloggers, now he's on there saying he's a plant for the United States government. Dude, you are jack shit. That's what you are, fat slob. No one should fear you because you already proved that you're a coward. You said you're going to come to Fazio's house and stand in front of my house and say, hey, Fazio, get out here. Well, you have the money to do that, but now you're not going to do that. I asked you to say it again and to do it, but you won't do it because you're a coward. You said that Twitchy doesn't want to jeopardize his earnings career and his monetary earnings by getting into an altercation. You were the one who said that, but it's really you who are scared to death of getting into a physical altercation with someone else and losing, if not just your monetization, maybe something else in the process. You're the coward, dude. And you're a coward for saying, this is the slob I'm talking about. You're a coward for saying that you are a plant for the United States government and that anybody that comes after you is actually fighting the left, the leftist liberal media and the deep state. You're a coward. You put out these insinuations. You're not. Nobody should be afraid of the slob, not physically and certainly not mentally, because the slob his mental abilities are impaired from his drug, even though it's a legal drug, Viagra, and alcohol mixing. It's affected his mind. But before that, he was a perverse human being his entire life. He was probably born with perversions. Maybe he knows something about, maybe something happened to him as a child. Maybe he had a bad childhood. Maybe he was molested. I don't know. Something is wrong with the slob inside his mind, that he believes that to hire girls as pieces of meat that you buy and sell 2 or 3 times a day is a normal lifestyle. For a man that collects $6,500 a month, he should be out there. He should have bought a boat or a jet ski or taken pilot lessons. No, what the slob does is he spends his life in bars with drinking with other degenerates that buy and sell women like packages of meat on the street. That's perverse. And who does the Havoc, Mr. Zero, who does he run to when we had an argument? And here's the problem. He runs to the Slobs channel to advertise the problem that him and I had. Here's the problem, Havoc Mr. Zero, with an IQ closer to 42 than 45. I would not have put that on YouTube, or I would not have even mentioned it to any of my subscribers or friends. Because it's not important to any of my subscribers or friends for me to bitch about you. But being that you find it interesting and you're going to make another show today based on one show I did that proved you to be a liar, now you have to back it up with more lies. You're an idiot savant, dude. So what did you do? You went to a degenerate. Now, we're not talking about a possible degenerate. As far as moral turpitude is concerned, the slob is a moral degenerate. Probably what he's doing is illegal. Probably. But she doesn't show it, so it's only a probability. Although he did show it, he took those videos down. So probably what the slob does is illegal, in my opinion, but also based on what I saw. The slob made his entire reputation on abusing other people. And what does the idiot savant Havoc Mr. Zero with an IQ closer to 42 than 45, what does he do? He goes to the Slob's channel and he abuses me. Now, I have 3 channels, Idiot Savant, Hoodwinked by an Angel, Alpha Male Construction Videos. And don't make fun of my alpha male title, because I am 1,000 times the alpha male that you could ever hope to be. You are a worker drone, like in an ant colony or a bee colony. You're a worker drone, and you're a good worker drone. I watched you on your printing press. You are very efficient at that one job, idiot savantism. You are very efficient at that job. I watched you. You're a madman. What I call a madman is a good thing. You're an excellent printer, but that's it. You're a worker drone. You go to work every day. You have a 9 to 5 job, whatever it is, 10 to 8, whatever it is, some boring job, some boring existence. You go back and forth to work. You got to put up with a supervisor. You got to put up with your coworkers. Everybody has to put up with you. You have no choice. Like I have a choice. Hey, I'm going to go someplace else. You have no choice. But you had to go to the Slobs channel and publicize that we had an argument, because you're a worker. You call me a loser, I call you a loser. We're even. Okay? But the difference is, when we had our argument, within a few minutes, I got a notification from Patreon, you quit my Patreon account. I don't care, because this week, I'm telling you, I think I have 9 patrons left. I'm going to block 2 more. And I have my reasons. So I don't care about my Patreon account. I don't care about that. That's not a big significant part of my life. And your $10, you know what that turned into at the end of the day? Your $10 a month? About $5. Because I have to pay taxes in the Philippines on that money, and I have to pay taxes in America on that money, and I have to post. There's several thousand videos on the channel. What about my time? What about my time for my equipment? You worthless pieces of garbage on YouTube. You want me to talk to you, but do you donate to my Patreon account, or do you donate to my PayPal account? But you want to talk to me. Okay? I want to have a new rule. Questions are $10. For me to say hello is $20. Okay? I could say hello to you. That's what I should make a new rule. If you want to say hello to me and you want a response, it's going to cost you $20 on my PayPal. I don't care if you give it to me or not. This way I don't have to waste my time talking to people that have never given me any money to help me buy my equipment and computer equipment and drives and cameras and stuff like that. I don't give a crap about all of you people. I never cared. I'm never going to care. And I don't care now. Okay, I don't care now. I never cared, and I'm never going to care. Ask Joe Johns if I cared whether or not you had a job and I fired you or hired you. Ask him. I don't care. So Andrew says, Michael's real life stories are much better than most people's. Okay, so I'm going to look again. So I have the third channel that I went to, and I didn't. Again, you piece of human waste with arms and legs. I didn't flag your video, you idiot. You know what? And I didn't come on your channel as a third party. I only came on as Hoodwink, but I have a third channel. So when someone blocks me, I can still see the comments on my Hoodwink channel. I switch over to my third account, and then I could read the comments. So on the Slob's channel, you were leaving one comment after another of what a worthless human being I was. And I was reading your comments on my third-party channel. Why do you really believe that you, a worthless blogger with no content on your channel, are going to get the upper hand on me when it comes to abusing me as opposed to being abused? I've just proven that the ladder that you said I fell off of, the wooden ladder, is not the ladder I fell off of. It was the Chinese ladder. That makes you an effing, that's A-F-I-N-G-F-I-N-G-A, effing liar. I just proved to you that Daisy May's real name is Daisy May. And I refuse to go any further on your wife being a liar because I believe you made that up. Because you made up the story that I don't know where Daisy May is, you want me to call her on the phone? And I'll ask her. I know exactly where she is anyway. Because when I sent the money, I wanted to tell her the money was in the system. So I know where she is. I know where she was last week. None of you know where she was last week. Go ahead and put it on the screen where Daisy May was last Friday, last Saturday, last Sunday, and last Monday. Go ahead, put it on the screen. Right now, put it on the screen. And I'll confirm it or deny it. You pieces of garbage. So you went on the Slob's channel and you had me blocked thinking I couldn't see your comments, but I did see them because you are like a little girl, Havoc Mr. Zero with an IQ closer to 42 than 45. You were the one who had to advertise. None of this would have happened. None of it would have happened had you not felt the urge to go on and abuse me on what? A slob who hires prostitutes 2 or 3 times a day, pops Viagra and drinks alcohol. That is the place that you're going to abuse me on? And that's what you feel is a good platform to abuse me on? You have to be morally a pervert to go on the Slob's channel and give him money to hire prostitutes or to buy food to have dinner with prostitutes. You have to be as much of a pervert as the Slob is. And the Slob makes no bones about it. The most interesting thing about the Slob's channel is that when he goes like this, his nose looks like the nose of a pig. And he named his channel The Fat Slob. That's one of the more funny things. It's almost as if karma gave him a nose that looks like a pig. But you decided to go on a pig's channel or a pig-like blogger's channel and abuse me. Dude, it doesn't go like that. It goes with facts. I really want to get to the... Where did I put that file? Let me go right up to the top. Let me read these one at a time. Move to the NB. That stays container. Where is this? What was this? You know what we could do? I know how to get this. I know how to find this. I'll sort by date. Date modified. And then we'll go to 3.1. Where did that file go? 3.1.21. That, oh, you know what? Wait a second. I don't know where that file went. I'll have to find it and do another video on this. Anyway, wow, that's amazing that I lost it. You know, when I lost the other computer, it is possible that that file, the day I upgraded that computer, it is possible that that file got corrupted and didn't save, because that file was open when I ran my virus protection program. Wow. I could look for it by name, but I'm not seeing it. I think that's what happened. I think when my computer took a dump, let's see, I'm going to just try one more thing, and I'm going to try by name, and if it does, no, I think that file got corrupted. So anyway, I'll read the rest of the comments. Yeah, Jack, though, I think he did do that. Captain Dave, anyone playing there with a gun and making threats can't have an IQ as high as 42. Dave? Hello, Dave. I love that video that when you threw that light bulb, that heat lamp onto the... That's $13 in the Philippines, my friend. And I have two of them from when I build the hotel. I have a commercial grade exhaust fan with two heat bulbs, and I just looked up what they were when I went to the store, just when I was window shopping, and a regular light bulb like this, I don't know where a regular light bulb is $5 or $7 here. A regular light bulb, one light bulb, up to $7, but those heat lamps are $30. Thank you for stopping by, Dave. And as soon as I get this computer set up again, I'm going to call you, Dave. I want to just say hello, and I love your videos. Zero Master 42 and Larry the Drunk Prepper. Yeah, it's just begun. We've just... Oh, don't worry about when... I'll make another file when I sit down. I'll make a file. The lies that you perpetrated against me, how can you... See, this is what I mean. This is why I'm calling the idiot savant Havoc Mr. Zero with an IQ closer to 42. That's why I'm calling him that, is because he is closer to being like the closet dweller in Hawaii on an IQ level. And that man is an idiot savant as well. He also gets things mixed up. He gets things mixed up like when I wanted to get into the ring with him, when he said he was going to kick my ass and that I should be afraid of him and I would pee in my pants. Well, so far that's never happened. But when he said that, and then I got out, at that time I was with Warren, friends with Warren. By the way, if you don't believe that what I said, that I did not ask Warren to be my partner, he asked me. If you don't believe it, go ask him yourself. It's still possible. So, but the idiot savant in Hawaii, he also gets facts straight. So the idiot savant Havoc Mr. Zero with an IQ closer to 42 than 45, he said, word for word, verbatim, that I fell off a ladder that I built, and I didn't. Everybody knows it was a Chinese ladder. He lies about everything, or he gets pieces of information confused because his brain can't handle multitasking in his brain. He wants to say the name of one of my subscribers and one of my renters, but he can't remember, so he makes up, he uses Dennis Adam as a go-to. Okay? You people are not gonna, I'm not gonna let you do that shit to me. And when I build the hotel, what is he gonna do? What is he gonna do when I build the hotel? When I go outside, when I'm done with this show, and I go live on my alpha male He said, I'm not an alpha male. If anybody on YouTube is an alpha male, I am an alpha male. By definition, by proof, if anybody is, and if anybody is not an alpha male, it would be the idiot savant, Havoc Mr. Zero, with an IQ closer to 42 to 45, because he had to go to a slobs channel that hires prostitutes 3 times a day to advertise our disagreement. That is not what an alpha male does. An alpha male will rebuttal and retort what he said with proofs, like I just did, but not. I wouldn't go to the slobs channel. I wouldn't go to the slobs channel to do it for sure. A slob that hires prostitutes, I need him as backup. Let me tell you something about the slob. I don't believe half of what he says, but what I do believe is he's an abusive blogger. I do believe that one day it would be possible for someone to walk up to him when he's walking down the street and do something that he would maybe live to regret. That's how egregious and how disrespectful he is of other people and their family members and their lifestyles. I don't believe for a second that if you hire a prostitute, you should put her name and face and abuse her on YouTube for some views and some money. I believe that eventually one of those family members from those women are just going to walk up and end his blogging career. I believe that's going to happen. It's not a secret where he blogs from. It's not a secret where he walks around. It's not a secret what bar he goes to. He's easy enough to find, but he's also caused enough inconvenience in other people's lives that maybe some member of her family is going to come, and one of those girls, he's had how many girls? 20, 30, 40? Eventually he'll just run across one badass Thailand man from Thailand that'll just go there and end his blogging career. And in between now and then, if he gets away with it, he gets away with it. No skin off my butt. But to need a guy that hires prostitutes to give him money so you can advertise our disagreement, you're like a little girl, Havoc Mr. Zero. You're like a little girl. And you didn't even wait. You waited an hour and you went and advertised the whole thing. You're like a little girl. And will I say that to your face? Oh, yes, I will. Oh, yes, I will. I'm not worried that you said you're going to kick me in my right leg and then shove my left leg up my rectum. I'm not worried about that at all, dude. Not one bit. Worse things have been said. And here I am. Let me read the last of the comments. Aviator, your comment. It's up and running. Chad Summers, the professor, LOL. Michael McFarland. Okay, wait a second. We have the professor. I don't know who the professor is. Just got implemented on June 1st. I think it's only good for the Philippines, not worldwide. Like Trey's app going down city, and this phone doesn't let me see the end of the message. Andrew Steinmetz, Michael is scorching them left and right tonight, and it's only just begun. Hey, Scott Del Fuego, there's a man. Now, if I won't embarrass. I won't ask Scott. Now, if anybody on YouTube knows that I'm telling you the truth about the guys with the bent noses, Scott would be the one. Michael Fazio, Mr. Fazio, hello, Scott. Mr. Fazio, he doesn't care. He never cared. And by the way, he's never going to care. The things that I have said to people that they made movies about in the 70s and the 80s, and the fact that other people said, oh, whoa, Mike's a worker, leave him alone. And or I escorted them to the door. I don't care. Nobody is going to confront me on YouTube. Some worthless guy flipping rounds out of a chamber. Oh, God, that was scary. That's as scary as the closet dweller when he says that. Wait till you see how fast my hands clap, you'll pee your pants. That was funny. Chad Summers, expat. You don't know anything about the Philippines tax industry, so stop with your worthless endeavors. Chad Summers, you know nothing about the Philippines tax roll. If you earn money online, you pay 3%. That's in the United States. Okay, I'm glad you added that piece of commentary to your chat, because in the Philippines, Patreon, YouTube, any online version of making money, you pay taxes, 3%. And if you're late, you don't want to be late. Okay, you have to. If you're late, a woman had 1,500 pesos in taxes, and she was late one day, and she had to pay 1,500 pesos in penalties. Plus, you can't pay the taxes at the Tax Revenue Bureau. You have to go to the bank, and then you have to wait online for about 2 hours. And then you have to pay it at the bank, and then you go to the Tax Revenue Office and give them the receipt. So now you have an extra 4 hours if you're late by just one day. But you can pay early. My money is many money. Yeah, Chad Summers. Yeah, I apologize for saying the Philippines tax is different. In America, you're correct about the taxes. You don't pay the taxes. But Tommy Boy, Maisie Way was adorable. Oh, that's another lie. Thank you for reminding me, Tommy Boy. That's another lie. The idiot savant. The idiot savant. Now, you want to talk about stupid? Let's talk about stupid idiot savant. Havoc Mr. Zero with an IQ closer to 42 than 45. This is one of the notes that I made last night. The idiot savant said he called that I burned myself with a welding gun. You moron. There is no such thing as a welding gun. There is a MiG and TIG gun, but there's no such thing as a welding gun. When you're going to abuse somebody, get the vernacular correct, you moron. And then he said that I burned myself with a welding gun. That would mean I took the gun and put it on my leg and burned it. You moron. I said spatter. That's the right word. Spatter from some Chinese welding rod got into my foot and onto Daisy's ankle, and we both got the same infection. But this is the part where the idiot savant gets the facts mixed up, just like the idiot savant in Hawaii. I didn't burn Daisy's foot. And one of the... Okay, I wish I could show you that message. Daisy just picked up her money from the Palawan Express. Talking about Daisy May. One of the things that Daisy said when we were talking is I told her that the idiot savant Havoc Mr. Zero, with an IQ closer to 42 than 45. I said to Daisy, the idiot said that I burned you with the welding rod. I didn't burn you, or that I somehow didn't take care of you. This is the idiot savant in Hawaii. And I didn't take care of it. Daisy would say, Michael, can I go out and weld? She loved welding. She loved it. She even tried to get a job in Mindanao as a welder for a guy that was welding the fence on her ex-employer's house. At the Lorraine's house. Okay, she even tried to get a job as a welder because she could weld. She got quite good at it. But the idiot savant said, I burnt her leg and I didn't take care of it. She wanted to go out. And then the other idiot savant, Havoc Mr. Zero, with an IQ closer to 42 than 45, he said that I didn't take care of it. It was my fault. let her get infected. I didn't let her get anything. There's some sort of foreign matter in that batch of welding rod which caused the same exact infection on me, my foot, and Daisy Mae's foot. It wasn't me that caused the accident. I was welding. I got spatter on my foot. A small amount of spatter. And it's now 3 years. The infection is gone. I could take off my shoe and show you that the infection is gone. But I'll save that for another day. The foot is healing. It's all scar tissue, but it's healing. I'm getting skin again, which is a good thing. My leg is healing, which is a good thing. I'll show that to you. I said that my infection should be gone by mid-July, and I think in mid-July I'll show you my leg. And then I'll show you what it did look like. It was horrible. I don't want to put that on this video, pictures of that on this video, because then the video will get flagged for adult only. I want to keep this content available for everybody's pleasure. So Daisy and I were talking, and I said to Daisy that the idiot Havoc Mr. Zero with an IQ closer to 42 than 45 said, I forced you to weld. And she laughed, because Daisy and I still laugh with one another when we do occasionally talk. This time was an emergency to tell her to get her money. And the reason I called her up is because where she was when I sent the money, there's no internet service, but there's phone service. Like, she won't get every message, but certain times she gets messages, okay? When she's in the city, she gets her messages. When she's in the country, she doesn't get her messages. But I still am waiting for the idiot savant, Havoc Mr. Zero, close with an IQ closer to... I am still waiting for him to tell me where Daisy Mae was last Friday, last Saturday, last Sunday, and last Monday. I want to know exactly where she was, if you're so damn smart that you know where she is and I don't. And I could tell you, but I won't. But if you tell me where she is, I'll prove she wasn't in that place if she wasn't there. You could make a general assumption Daisy Mae was in the Philippines. That's not going to cut the mustard, you moron. You could make a general assumption that she was at her mother's house. That would not be true, moron. She was in a very specific place. Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. Where was she? Havoc, Mr. Zero, with an IQ closer to 42 than 45. Tell me where she was. Or the other idiot, the drunk with the wet brain, Larry, from Dumagetti. Tell me where she was, that you know more about her than me. Daisy Mae. Daisy Mae was adorable. She was cute. Okay, I'll give you that. Thank you. Scott Del Fuego. Fazio grew up. Now you could believe, I can't tell you. I wish I could tell. If I told you real stories, all the real stories, well, first of all, you wouldn't believe them. And second of all, it might jeopardize things that I want to do in the future here in the Philippines. But if I told you the real stories of how I grew up and where I grew up, I don't know that I'd be allowed to do that. And, you know, to continue, you know, I don't know what would happen. Maybe one day I'll do that. But Scott Del Fuego, now you all know he had the ability to research truth, justice, and the American way. And he's on his, I know where he's going with this. Because, if you guys remember, I showed you a house with a door, a $20,000 front entrance that I built for a guy. Well, Scott one day said to me, what's that guy's name? And he did the research on that guy. And I lived in that man's house for a year while I built his deck, his dock system, the catwalk going out to the dock system, the ramp, a 14 by 45-foot deck on the back of his house, 2 sets of sliding glass doors, the front entrance, the window over the front entrance, and then I took out supporting vertical columns inside his house to make an archway in his living room so there'd be nothing to, a span of 40 feet with no structural supports. I put a 6x6 I-beam up into the roof, into the attic of his house, and secured it to the buttresses on both sides of the house, or the vertical walls on both sides of the house. A beam that was, I think it was, I think the beam was 18 feet. So then you look straight from the living room to out into the water. 18 feet, no support columns. Because before that it had these rounded arched columns which were structural for the roof, for the snow-bearing load. So I spent a year living in this guy's house, and Scott and I went over who he was, and Scott was laughing the whole time. So Scott Del Fuego, when he researched that guy, because Scott could, Fazio grew up with, knew, hung out, and did business with well-known people from Howard Beach area. I know, I've seen it, the totality of it, and I'll go one step further. That guy in that I lived in his house was a good fella. Okay. He was a really good fella. That's how we describe that guy. And you people have no idea what it was like growing up in Howard Beach. You have no idea what it was like growing up in Howard Beach and being a trusted member of society. You have no clue. And one of those things would be to not go onto the Slob's channel and bitch. You wasn't, Scott Del Fuego, you weren't using wire feed anyway. You were using a stick welder. See, that is the point I was going to make on this, one of the points I had written down. The idiot savant, Havoc Mr. Zero, with an IQ closer to 42 than 45, I was using a stick arc, S-T-I-C-K arc, not a MIG or a TIG gun welder. So you can't even get that straight. And even though Daisy May is in dozens of videos with an arc welding stick on a clamp, you got that wrong too. You get welding gun mixed up with MIG and TIG. You get welding gun mixed up with... You're an idiot savant with Havoc Zero. You're an idiot savant. Give up the ghost. Make another video, and I will put your name in the title of the next one when I find, if I can find a duplicate copy of the one that I had the notes on, and I'll just do just strictly the idiot savant Havoc Mr. Zero with an IQ closer to 42. The next one will have your name in the title. And notice how Graham, who's a friend of yours, does not talk smack about me. Notice only some piece of human fecal tissue named Junior with no videos and no sustenance on YouTube, and Larry, the drunk. Notice who your backup is. And now your new backup is what? Harriet on the Slob's channel, and the Slob itself. And you gave the Slob multiple times, you gave the Slob money, and each time you abused me. That's why I had a third channel, and I've never flagged your channel. What I would do, if you were in real life in front of me running this shit, I might rebuttal it in a way you wouldn't like. Probably I would do that. Probably I would. I'm not afraid of you in any way, shape, or form, or you or anybody else. You don't scare me now that I'm old and fat and ugly and all that shit. You don't scare me at all. Not with your words, not dropping rounds on a table, popping them out, ejecting rounds out. That shit don't scare me, dude. That don't scare me. Treasure hunting with Captain Dave. Who hasn't been burned welding? Of course. See? Now, Dave's a real man, by the way. Dave, he's a long-term friend, and he's a hard-working man. He finally found a niche in life, and he hit the jackpot, so to speak, talking about popping rounds out of a chamber. Dave, if you're not subscribed to Dave's channel, let me see what I could do here. Let's see if I can do it. I can't do it. Oh, wait. No. Oh, shit! I removed his channel. View deleted message. I removed his you know what? I can't go online right now. Dave, I was going to make you a moderator so you could post the link to your channel. I'm going to still try to do that. I can't do it. Wait. Unhide or hide? No. I can't make you a moderator. So if you're not subscribed to Dave was a school bus driver. Big responsibility driving a school bus where he lives for children. And he started doing this thing. Talk about success. I think I'm very proud that, and I'm very glad that happened to him. So he started buying what they call a white elephant or a pink elephant, empty cargo containers or containers at auction. Somebody has a garage that they don't pay rent on for a year. And the goods are auctioned off. The door remains locked, and the door gets opened up, and you see a pile of boxes. You don't know what's in the boxes, and you bid. Just give it a random bid. Dave hit the jackpot, man. He hit the jackpot on one of those cargo containers or containers. There was close. I won't say it, but anyway, thank you, Dave. I'm sorry that Scott Del Fuego. Scott Del Fuego said he had a maid, and he was made. That's the guy whose door I put in and lived with for a year. Now, Scott, you all know Scott was a very high-ranking official a very high-ranking official. You all know that. Scott is not going to lie to you. This guy, you have seen multiple headlines caused by the guy who I put the door in for, who I lived with for a year. Some of those headlines persisted for weeks on end on a global level. And you people think you're going to scam me by dropping rounds on a chamber. Andrew Steinmetz, a real made man. And not only that, but that guy and me since 1970, well, it goes far before 1977. In 1974, a discotheque on Avenue N and Flatbush Avenue called Scandals, Scandles, Scandals discotheque in well, you know what, it wasn't 74, it was 75, 76. In 1975, a guy came to my house, a guy, we'll just call him a guy, and he said, Mike, my friend is building a nightclub, and he needs a carpenter, but he needs a carpenter like you, a good carpenter, somebody that can do window treatment, build the cabinets, to build the bar, build the shelves for the bottles and stuff like that. You'll probably be a year's work, maybe two. So I said, okay. So with that, I was already friends with the family. Otherwise, they would not let me on the job, but to do what I did for them. had nothing to do with the bar. But anyway, so the family, so because of what I was capable of, I took in one of the boys from the family and I taught him a trade. And the family never forgot that. Okay, so now we build the discotheque, Scandals. And that is one of the people that owned that bar discotheque. And more than that, I really can't say. But I wish I could, but I can't. Because then I would implement my stuff myself and shit that who needs to go there. But anyway, if you could follow, if the internet allows you to follow the chain of events from the club Scandals onward without mentioning names, those are the people I grew up with. Scott Del Fuego, HTTP YouTube channel. Okay, thank you for posting that. Yeah, okay, so you guys are welcome. What could you name the bar? How about the Bahal Dive and Fish Club? So I was actually had to be a member to go through the front door of that club. Of course, you would get a deer hunting license for that membership fee of, I think, $15 a year. But anyway, yeah, that you could not get. There were places that I went that you people, you wouldn't understand. You just wouldn't understand. It's hard to make. And so if you think I'm afraid of Havoc, Mr. Zero, closer with an IQ, I'm not. I'm not afraid of you. I'm not afraid of the Closet Dweller. And the Closet Dweller, I got off key before. The Closet Dweller said he wouldn't fight me because it wasn't my $10,000. It was Warren's $10,000. So now fight me, Closet Dweller. Now fight me with my $10,000, and I'll open up my bank book and show you that I have a lot more than $10,000 in my bank book. Closet Dweller, coward that you are. So, yeah, the stories, I'm gonna let me just be clear on this. Let me be clear on this one thing. Okay, wait, hold on. I got to plug this phone in. I think I'm gonna run out of power here soon. Okay, let me tell you a story about a movie that was made about that guy. And let me tell you a little story. There's a movie out there. Oh, no, it's not. It's got plenty of power, 50%. There's a movie out there called Goodfellas. Okay, I'm going to tell you that 90% of that movie, I don't know where they got the narrative for 90% of that movie. I have no idea. 90% of it is straight up and down fabricated. It's not true. Also, the names of the people in the movie that was supposed to be the real names, of all the people in the movie, only 2 people they used the real names. And third, the stuff that they put in the movie was not exactly what happened. I don't want to, like I said, I don't want to implement myself in anything. I am telling you that the story that the movie, that the Goodfellas was based on, theoretically, some of the talking points were correct, but the reality of the real people in the Goodfellas movie was nothing like it was. It was nothing like that in real life. Nothing. How could I tell you this? Well, because I grew up in that neighborhood from childhood. There was no place I couldn't go and sit down and break bread with these people. There was no place I wasn't welcome because they knew me since I was a child. There was no place that I couldn't go and just walk into a barbecue. If they were having a barbecue on the 4th of July, just stop in and have a drink and have, a handshake and a hug and, happy 4th of July and have a nice day. I got to go over there and I'm going to go over there. I mean, there was nobody's house I wasn't welcome in. And that includes Ronnie, Charles, and that includes them all. So you people have no idea. I could tell you the truth about some things, but I could tell you the truth about the Lufthansa heist, which was $13 million. And who did it? It was not in the movie like it happened in the movie. It was not like that at all. Henry Hill was a real name, and Tommy DeSimone was a real name, but the rest of those people were not real names. And the movie of how the Lufthansa heist occurred and who did it is not real. And even the fact of if I could go back in time, I had been with, you can look this name up, Frankie Calise, the head of the Teamsters Union in Kennedy Airport. When Jimmy Hoffa was still alive, Frankie came over to talk to my dad and said, Tommy, do you think I should take the job as the head of the Teamsters Union in Kennedy Airport? Frankie Calise. He had a brother named Bobby. And my dad said to him, well, wouldn't that be a little bit inconvenient? Jimmy's still alive. And Frankie laughed. So I remember that conversation. And then shortly after, then Jimmy Hoffa disappeared. But why was Frankie coming over and talking to my dad about it? Well, because my dad was friends with Stephen Leslie, the vice president of the International Union of Operating Engineers, and they were all friends. And he was working in the Pan Am building. That's pretty cool. Yeah, but that's just not how it happened, though. It did happen. Now, I was working in gray advertising on the 7th floor. And one of the lead, I can't tell you his name, I forgot his name. One of the guys that was orchestrating the heist itself was the head of the mailroom where I was working. And he was giving people orders for days before that. So, no, I had nothing to do with that. I was probably 14 or 13 at the time. I was working in the mailroom as a summer job. Maybe I was 15. Okay? But none of it happened the way it's supposed to have happened. None of it. None of the people were the way... You look at that guy who... the movie made them look like Girl Scouts compared to some of the shit they did. These guys were the nicest guys in the world. That's why they call them good fellas until you crossed them. And then the shit they did in the movies was nothing compared to what they would do. I mean, it was part of what they would do, but these people these were stone cold, heartless individuals, most of them. And yet, when you sat down and broke bread with them, you'd laugh for 5 or 6 hours. 4th of July parties, Christmas parties. John used to put $10,000 worth of fireworks in the park, Charles Park, every 4th of July. He'd bring an entire truck of fireworks when fireworks were legal or illegal. No one said anything. And anybody in the community that needed anything, if he knew them and they needed something, he'd give it to them. They were nice guys. They were good fellas. But nothing compared to what was in the movie. If they used the people's real names, that's fine. I could go on and on with things that I was involved with, that the news just made up stories. That, yeah, this happened and this is how it happened. It's all bullshit. It's all bullshit. When I was 14, I did something that went worldwide, and certainly tri-state, and certainly for over a week. And it was big news at the time. And they knew nothing about the real story. Okay. You're making a mistake about Goodfellas. Remember when it all split? Many went for the hills. Yeah, because okay, that part of it was true. They all were getting whacked. That's true. That's true. But I'm talking about what they were in real life before the Lufthansa heist, and before Henry Hill, and before all of that, the pizza connection, before all of that. I'm talking about what it was like growing up in that neighborhood, in that area with those families. You had no idea what it was like. None at all. People, the biggest complaint for some of those guys was rubber bands for the automatic money counting machines, that the rubber bands kept breaking. They needed to buy a machine and 10 rubber bands. That was one of their biggest complaints. Anyway, Adirondack, who are you? Of course you're not going to tell me, but did you grow up in the beach? Did you grow up in the beach? Did you live in that guy's house I put the door in? Were you friends with that guy? Did you grow up teaching his brother-in-law things that only certain people could teach him? Did you build Scandals, the club? Were you friends with Ralphie? All of those answers are probably no. And if you were friends with Ralphie, tell me which Ralphie I'm talking about. Adirondack, if you have all this inside information, you have what you read, probably, and that's all. Although you could be in the fold of real life. You could be part of the fold, or part of what was called the fold. I don't know you, but tell me, if you were part of the fold, who was Ralphie Boy? Tell me who Ralphie Boy was. Okay? Tell me who Ralphie Boy was. I'll wait for your answer. And then I got to get outside. But I know that Adirondack wasn't part. If you don't tell me who Ralphie Boy was, and then tell me what his father's name was, okay, then you have what you read in books or saw in a movie, or maybe heard from third party. Third party and what I'm telling you are two different things altogether. I just happened to have been born into that environment. I wasn't part of their illegal scandals, although I built houses and kitchens and bathrooms and discotheques and many things for them. I never got involved with their illegal aspect of their. The only thing that may have been that I may have done that might have been wrong at the time is I took money from them to do work that they didn't pay taxes on. Do you know who? I'm waiting. Who was Ralphie Boy? What was his father's name? Because they were big people, and they had not much to do with. They had nothing to do with the Lufthansa heist. Tell me who Banky was. Banky. Tell me who Banky was. Okay, Adirondack. You got to tell me who Banky was. Banky. Banky. Adirondack, New York. If you don't tell me who Banky was, then you are just mimicking shit you saw in the paper. Banky. Who was Banky? Want me to give you his address? Do you need his address? Do you want one street? Do you want the avenue he lived on, or the street? Or the address? So tell me who Banky was. If you know anything about that time in history, tell me who Banky was. Banky. What his real name was, his first name, and his last name. And what street he lived on and what avenue he lived on. Come on, I'm waiting. You have to know this. You have to know this. You can't know anything about all of that stuff without knowing who Banky was. Now, any feds that are out there watching are going, Banky, yeah. Tell me why Banky went to jail. Come on. Tell me why. Tell me why Banky went to jail. And tell me when he went to jail. And tell me who he went to jail with and for what reason. Come on, Adirondack, New York. You should know all this. Banky, when I bought my barge in 1988, and when I was building decks before 1988, all of them guys, I'm shy, I have made a mistake. Okay, well, I don't know. I don't know what that means. I'm shyer. I have made a mistake. Okay, maybe you meant to say I'm sure. Anyway, the name Banky, it should have rang a bell. The name Nicky, Ralphie's father, Nicky, should have rang a bell. What street did they live on? What was Ralphie boy to Nicky's wife? What color was Nicky's wife's hair? What did Nick look like? Okay, these are all things that you should know if you know anything about that time in history. What did Banky go to jail for? I could tell you. You could look it up. I could tell you exactly what he went. And not only that, I could tell you why he went to jail and why several of the people went to jail. We're not talking about the Goodfellas anymore. We're just talking about that time in history. Okay, I really should make notes on this so I get every name exactly right, at least the first name. But you people on here, you think you know that the newspapers and that the publications are telling you the truth about crap is. They are lying to you. They are lying to nothing that you saw basically or read about in the movies or read about in the papers is true. Philip Gaynor, Fugenti. Whoa, that's a big name. That is correct. That is absolutely correct. Wow. Philip Gaynor did some research. You must have some long tentacles, long reach. That is correct. Banky, Philip. Now, that's not how you spell it, but that's the right name. Thank you, Philip. So Philip Gaynor, who has videos about Las Vegas vlogging food videos, I think, comes up with the real name of one of the real guys, the real gangsters back in the 80s. That was a surprise, Philip. Very few people would know that name. So now I could run off the names of the children and how I spent how many hundreds. Gerritsen Beach. All right, Philip. Gerritsen Beach. That's a tough neighborhood. That was a made man village. That's right, Gerritsen Beach. Wow, big money there. Big money, big time guys. That was Gerritsen Beach. In case you people don't know, that Howard Beach, Gerritsen Beach, and where the Fulton Market was, the market that they were the three most concentrated places on earth besides Sicily of mafia. Gerritsen Beach, Howard Beach, and the place where the Fulton Fish Market, that area of where Brooklyn, that area of Brooklyn, Avenue N and Rockaway Parkway, right around there. That was the three most concentrated. So Fugenti was a known name, and that's right, he did. Philip Gaynor, surprise, and the and the hits just keep on coming from Philip Gaynor, a normally benign blogger in the Philippines YouTube community, comes up with the real data on. That's right. Joe Bonanno had a house there. Many people had a house there. The king of the videos, Royal Video, the king. He had 66 stores, I think, and he lived there. I did his deck and dock work and his bulkhead work. Lots of guys. Garrison Beach made Howard Beach look like a slum. Philip Gaynor was talking about a place where houses started in the millions of dollars. Howard Beach, you could buy a house for $400,000, $500,000 back in the 80s, $300,000. Garrison Beach on the water, you're looking at $1.5 million to $2 million. That was big money. But that's right. He's right about banking. He is right. I could just picture. I tried to get in White Harlem. My uncle, I never heard that term, Philip. White Harlem. Yeah, I guess because all the money and the class of people that lived in Garrison Beach did not really match their social status, did it? No, it did not. They just had boxes and boxes and boxes and boxes and boxes of cash. And that's why they needed extra rubber bands when they bought the money counting machines, because the damn rubber bands kept breaking. Eventually, when electronic scales came out, they just weighed it, made it simple. Here's 5 pounds. Give me 6 inches, and they'd weigh it out. Because each bill, dollar bill, $50 bill, $10 bill, $5 bill, weighs exactly 1 gram. I don't know why the government did it like that, but they did it. So eventually, if you didn't want to count money, you could just weigh it. And if you had a Halliburton suitcase that the money was in, you knew what the suitcase weighed, 7.4 pounds, and plus the money or minus the money. So the only way to really scam somebody at that point was to open up the suitcase and take the $100, your $100 bundle of the $100 bills, $10,000, 100 bills. You would pull one bill out and spray a little water in there with a water bottle, like the ones that they misted your hair with when you got a haircut. You'd open up the dollar bill, the $100 bill, or 50, pull the bill out, spray this side, and then open up the other side anywhere and spray it. And that would be about 1 gram of water, 2 shots. And you could do that with a couple of bindles. So if you got the suitcase and you knew the combination, you could open up the suitcase and take 100 out and spray it. Everybody had a water bottle in their car back in the 80s, in case you didn't know it. And so if you had a product that looked like weeds, then you could take some weeds out of the product and spray. So you say, well, okay, this is about 4 grams, and spray, give it 6 shots of water. That's about 4 grams. So everybody knew every trick. You couldn't do that with pills, though, because the pills would melt. So Philip Gaynor, I have the most deepest respect. From now on, when I see a video from Philip Gaynor, you know what I'm gonna do, Philip? When I get my computer back online, I'm gonna somehow get you as a moderator on my channel. I'll go to your channel and I will take your link and make you a moderator on my channel so you can post your videos in the chat window. I would do it. Well, I could do it now, I think. I can't. I don't. I'm trying. Let me see if I could do it with the pen. I'm trying to make you a moderator. What's happening? You know what? Maybe if I turn this camera around on vertical, I might see when the camera is on horizontal, I cannot see all the options that it gives me. So I'm going to rotate the camera. Rotating the camera did not work. Okay, it's locked. Okay, it did not work. I'm going to have to go back. Okay, so I'm going to put the camera down on the... Okay, thank you. All right, Philip. Well, if you ever have need of anything in the Philippines, please let me know. Anything I could help you out with, a good place to stay, restaurants to go to in Bohol, restaurants not to go to in Bohol. If I can help you out with anything in the Philippines, please let me know. And thank you. Thank you very much for Genti. I don't expect... Well, Banky would be... Banky would be... It's possible Banky is still alive, but in all probability, Banky would be in his 90s now. So I don't think Banky is still alive. He owes me money too, by the way. So if you do see him, tell him that when he was running that card game at Captain Bly's, I know they were cheating. I know they were cheating. He took me for $180. There's no way I could have lost with the hands I had. So if you do see Banky, and if you hear of Banky or anybody hears of Banky, or tell him that I know he was cheating. He used to run a card game at a place called Captain Bly's. It was supposed to sell bait and fishing poles and fishing, spearing, worms and shit like that, and it did. But basically, it was in the back room they had a card game. So you tell Banky owes me $180, which I don't expect to collect. But just tell him that Mike said hello. He'll remember me. Thank you, Philip. So, get the green lane open at the airport. Get the green lane open at the airport. I am a little bit lost on that one. I don't know what that... if I could help you with getting the green lane open, I can't help you with that. But if you ever need anything, if you ever just want to talk and you want to give me a telephone number, I'd be happy to say hello. Anybody from the old days, I won't mention names, I promise, and I definitely won't record the conversation. You know I'm beyond that. I would never do that. In fact, I need a few bucks, Ancient Derek. What you need is a new channel, because when I find you, I'm going to block you. You're a troll. So he started another channel. So let's get this guy over here. Ancient Derek is a troll. Andrew, help me out here. Get this guy gone. Ancient Derek. Ancient Dirt. Ancient Derek. I can't even block this guy. Now here we are. No, it won't even... It'll let me put you on a timeout, which is the best I could do. So if you could block him, Andrew, that'd be great. I mean, shit can him altogether from the channel. Just block him from the channel. Ancient Derek. No, I haven't moved the jet ski. Because to answer your question, which is... I should have moved it by now. Except you moron. We had a typhoon for 10 days of rain, number one. Number two, moron. I went to the doctors last Monday, and the doctor said, here is your new medicine, co-amoxiclavan. Moron, Ancient Derek. You are a piece of dirt. You really are a piece of dirt, but I'm going to answer your question. Here's the medicine. Here's my schedule that I've been taking for the week, 7 days. The doctor said, Michael, I want you to stay off your leg. not working for a week. Dr. Annie Grace. So I haven't done anything on the roof. But you are a piece of garbage, Ancient Derek. And I pray for the day. I pray for the day that a guy walks up to me and says, hey, I'm Ancient Derek. Ancient Dirt. That's where we're going to put you, as an Ancient Derek. We're going to put you in the ancient category of ancient things. You are a piece of garbage. You want to come to my channel and troll me? Andrew, if you can block him permanently, please do so. You are a piece of garbage. You're not much better than the idiot savant in Closet Dweller in Hawaii, or the idiot savant in wherever that guy lives, the closet. Well, actually, the idiot savant, Havoc Mr. Zero, with an IQ closer to 42 than 45. This is one thing I left out. You piece of garbage, Havoc Mr. Zero, with an IQ closer to 42 than 45. You, so let me finish, Ancient Derek. No, the doctor said, Michael, please don't work this week. Keep your leg elevated, which it is, and get a lot of walking exercise in for circulation. So what I did is I went to the city 3 times to do errands and to buy equipment for the hotel that I'm building. You piece of human fecal tissue with arms and legs. Now, so I didn't move the jet ski. Now, digressing back to the idiot savant, shit can king of clouds. Why don't you leave instead of complaining so much? Get rid of him. I don't need this crap. Why don't you show your face, you piece of garbage? Why don't you show your face, you piece of garbage? Make a video about me with your face on it and tell me where you live, in case I ever get the opportunity to come visit you. I would do that too. So the doctor said, don't work for a week. And I didn't work for a week. I actually did 2 or 3 kilometers every day in the morning, or in the city walking around to appease the doctor. And she said, just take a week off from work, do other stuff. And I did. I took her advice. So I'm on the 7th day. Today's the 7th day. My leg is healing up quite nicely. So the idiot savant, getting back to the idiot savant, where is the information about where is Daisy May from the idiot Larry, the drunk, and where is that information? Where she was last Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and Monday? Where is it? You don't know where she was, so you lie about that. You lie about everything. And Ancient Derek, I didn't move the jet ski because I have been buying materials for the hotel I'm never going to build. I showed them in the beginning of this video. So if you don't believe it, then you don't believe it. But when I build a hotel, what are you going to do? Now, I would be afraid to come and say, are you going to come and give all my friends on the block a tune-up? Because I would think that Ancient Derek is a troll, and the kind of troll he is, if I asked Ancient Derek to come and give everybody on the block a tune-up when the hotel was finished as a congratulatory message to me, have all the men line up underneath the Talisai tree and tune them all up, and that would be your way of saying, yay, go Mike, you built a hotel. With all the videos I have up, Ancient Derek says, the one thing that would be interesting on Fazio's channel is if he could move the jet ski from one container to the other. You are such a worthless piece of human fecal tissue with arms and legs to say that about me. In fact, I've told you once before, Google, all of you, Google Michael Fazio's real job. Just Google it. Put in Google, any search engine, Bing, Yahoo, Google, anything. Well, Michael Fazio's, with an S, real jobs. And you'll see that I own heavy equipment my whole life. And this piece of garbage blogger, Ancient Derek, it comes on here. And he had to make a new account because he was sincerely blocked. He had to make another account under the same name because he got blocked last time. This is what trolls do. You would never, ever, I guarantee you, all of you people with the big mouths yapping, why has not a person come and stood in front of my house and said, hey, Fazio, come out here like you say you're going to do. Why did that not happen yet? Why? And when I'm done with the hotel, or even when I start building it, are you going to give me a congratulatory video or, yeah, go? You're not going to do any of that because you're a piece of garbage. But when the hotel is done, are you going to come and give everybody on, all the men, not me though, all the men on the block a congratulatory tune-up? And then I make a video of that, and we'll put it on the Ladyboys channel, and you could get all the free advertising you want. I don't care what you call yourself. You go on Ancient Derek, Hoover Sperm Receptacle. I don't know, whatever you want to call yourself. Okay. There was something else. You know what I'm going to do right now? I'm going to go get what do I do with my water? I got to get a little bit of glass of water. Yeah, you people, you think you're going to get one up on me? It ain't going to happen. There is nothing that I say on my channel that's not true. Nothing. And ancient dirt. But you people must really have really low quality lives. Really low quality lives. Really. So when I'm done with this video, I just want you to know, I'm going to go, oh yeah, I know what I wanted to do. I know what I wanted to do. Let's see if we get this. I don't know if this is Globe, they won't answer the phone. But if it's my Globe technician, he has not answered the phone. I don't know if he still has the same number. But I've been calling his number and it answers, but then I can't hear his voice. So I'm trying to get somebody to make out make out an application for somebody to send somebody over to my house for technical assistance to get my computer online. So I don't know. This is definitely Kenneth's, because Globe would have answered already. He's not answering the phone. I ought to do a video on what you're not going to get as far as Kenneth. No, it's still ringing. I ought to do a video on the services that you pay for in the Philippines but don't get here. It just didn't go through. I texted him and everything. Well, I may have gotten the text back from him. I don't know. I don't know how to do all of that stuff on the phone. Ancient dirt. Yeah, I would just love for you to come here and make fun of me. I love when people do that. In fact, that's one of my favorite things. People walking up to me and disrespecting me to my face. It's one of my favorite things. You want to see Mr. Nice Guy, Mr. Congeniality? You're looking at him. Come up and walk up to my face. Now, I was in the ICM mall. Oh, I wanted water. I was in the ICM mall in the prawn farm. And there was one American with a Filipino. He knew exactly who I was. I don't know whether he was a friend or a foe, but he was an American, and I said good morning, and he said, good morning, Michael. That was it. Now, if he had anything to say, he could have said it. And then there were two more people in the mall, because I spent the whole day in the mall. That day was to get my drive from the Asus computer into a box, so I would have that drive. And the day before, I spent 6 hours in the ICM mall. I must have met a dozen Americans, or a dozen people that knew exactly who I was, and no one got in my face. Some people say, hello, Michael. Some people say, hello, Rabbi. Some people just say, good morning. I know you. But they don't get in my face. Why? I'm not saying anybody's afraid of me. I'm just saying that no one wants to have an altercation that you people profess that you would do in real life. You're all a bunch of bullshit artists. That's my opinion. Rusty David. Okay, so that's a good name too. I like that name. So we're going to get water. and I'm coming back, and I'm going to sign off, and then I'm going to open up my cargo container. I got the wrong shirt to be painted in yellow. I want to put the shampoo and conditioner on my arms so the paint doesn't stick. Today's job, being that the sun came out, is to paint the scaffold pipe. So here's the new plan. I bought scaffold pipe. Oh, I did have something else to say, but I'll do that when I do the pipes. I bought scaffold pipe. You know that vertical 2x4 that I had with the lights on it, and then it has a cross member? They know me because of my appearance. That's correct. I like the idea. Let me explain this to you, Rusty Davitt. Okay? Everywhere I go, people say hello to me because of my appearance. When you see me walking down the street in the city, you'll hear trucks beep the horn and yell out, "Hey, Mike," or "Hey, Niwang," or "Hey, Tambuk," or "Hey, Rabbi." When the police cars anywhere in Pang Lao that I go pass me up, they give me a whoop on the siren. If it's an oddball street I'm on, they stop and say, "Mike, how you doing?" Okay? Because I only make cool videos about the locals. I don't put garbage up on the foot. I just went through this whole thing. I went to the doctor last week. I saw Dr. Annie Grace, and she gave me this medicine. What? You came in late, fool. Okay, so here's the medicine. Coamoxiclav, 500 milligrams, 125. Here's my schedule for this week. Okay, here is, I don't know where this is. Here's the medical. That's Friday's bounty. That's $1,000. Let's see. Where's my hospital bills? It must be here. Okay. Here we are. So you see you're talking out of your a-hole again, Rusty Davitt. You're talking out of your a-hole again. Here is that's one. Where's the other one? Well, it seems I have misplaced. Well, anyway, here's one from Dr. Annie Grace, who I went to their office on 12/9 of 2020. Here is the date. And she gave me a prescription for coamoxiclav. And this is from 12/9. And last Monday, I went back to her again, and she gave me another prescription and told me to stay off my foot for a week. So, again, you're talking out of your butt. And who are you anyway? I dare you. I really do dare you. I dare you to walk up to me in real life and run shit to me in real life. I dare you to do that. Okay? I dare you to do it. And I'm not kidding about that. I dare you to do it. Run up to me, walk up to me face to face, get into my inner circle, get in my circle, and run shit to me in real life. And see how that works out for you. I don't care who you are, how big you are. I don't give a shit who you know, who you don't know. None of that shit's going to matter. You're going to walk up to me in real life and run shit to me, and the conversation is going to be one of the quickest conversations you ever had in your entire life. So you could take that for what it's worth. I'm looking for the bill for the medicine for this week. This is 47,000 pesos for these bills for this day, Thursday. Thursday was a 48,500 peso day. But I cannot find Annie Grace's second medical. Oh, because it's in my wallet. That's why. Okay. I'll get that for you. Just to show, not for you, Ancient Dirt or Rusty David. I'm not showing that for you. I'm showing people that I am under medical supervision and that I am following the doctor's advice. So let me get my wallet and get the other prescription out. And I'm only here today because of the doctor, and I'm going back to work today no matter. So, they know me because of my appearance. Mr. Slozio, don't listen to those nautical trolls. Slozio, you were on Havoc Mr. Zero's channel, I think, abusing me. So now today you're my friend. You people. What a bunch of worthless lives you've had, yeah? Here's the other. Slozio, you're a troll. Adios. Here's the other. Date 5/31/2021. Dr. Annie Grace. And here is the other prescription for the amoxiclav. And with that, the amoxiclav and 2%, 2% this stuff here, mupirocin. This stuff is, you want to talk about expensive shit. This stuff is $5 a tube. For 2 grams, it's $5. With the 2% bacterium stuff on there. Well, anyway, here is the one from last week. So don't tell me I should have my foot taken care of and I don't take care of it. I did take care of it. It's just one of those things. But by the middle of July, I will be able to put my boots back on. And but I wouldn't need my boots to take care of you. I could do that with sneakers. If you run up to me. And as far as why am I so messy? Well, first of all, I'm not trying to impress anybody here, number one. Number two, when you look like a bum in the Philippines, nobody bothers you. Okay? Now, if I want somebody to bother me, what I would do is I'd get a nice white shirt, a nice pair of jeans, put on a new pair of sneakers. I put maybe I'll go buy some gold, one of those little gold chains you buy here in the Philippines, and maybe I'll bet a pinky ring like the closet dweller has a pinky ring, puts a 2 rings on like a girl, and a pinky ring made out of gold, no diamond. Pinky rings have diamond in them, closet dwellers, but and real diamonds at that. So maybe, and then maybe when I go to the store, I dress up. I carry a nice case with me, and then maybe when some guy that needs money says, "Oh, look at that guy over there. He's got that nice clean shirt and those nice sneakers and nice gold chain and shit like that. Let me go get money from him." See, that's why I dress the way I do. But in real life, I was always a working man. So when I walked into any bank, they still addressed me as Mr. Fazio because of my business that I give them. But if I want to get dressed up, I could do that too. But instead, I dress down in the Philippines. No one bothers you. You people don't know what it's like living here. You dress down, no one walks up to you and sticks their hand in your face, give me money. In fact, if someone walks up to me and says, give me money, I said, you give, pasalubang, you give to me. And they walk away. But if you have nice clothes on, they'll follow you all over the place. So what I'm going to do The professor thinks it's funny. Sometimes, well, I used my credit card to buy the building materials. I stopped carrying large amounts of cash. I carry 7,000, 8,000 pesos for foods if I go into the food store. But the big ticket items I've been using the credit card for. So I don't carry that much cash anyway. But if you look like you don't have money on you, they don't bother you. But what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go outside. I'm going to switch over to an equities trader. Yeah. Scott, an equity. Yeah, but I'm a big shot. I have, what do they call it? Yeah, I have stock portfolios all over the world. I don't own stock. I don't even know what stock is, the stock market. I know it exists. I never owned a stock, although I've been paid with stock. So I'm going to go to my alpha male channel, and I'm going to, right now, I'm going to close this down. I'm going to change out of my good shirt, my dress down good shirt, and then I'm going to go outside and set up to paint the pipes that I'm going to make upstairs. I told you I'm going to do something upstairs with the pipes. I'm going to take down all that wooden stuff because it's all rotted. And I'm putting a new deck on top of the one container. I have to move the jet ski onto the other side of the container, finish the roof on there. I now have the rest of the vinyl because I used the vinyl for something else, to cover something else. I had to buy more vinyl, which I have over here. Here's the other vinyl. No. Oh, I left it outside. Anyway, this is a different kind of vinyl. Anyway, I have the other vinyl somewhere, but I bought more. Oh, it's underneath the house. I bought more vinyl. Take care, Many Money. See you next time. Stay safe. All right, Professor. So I'm going to go right outside, and I'm going to set up for painting, and I'm going to do it in the hot sun. Thank you, Philip Gaynor. Thank you very much, Philip. I had a good laugh. The Fagenti, who would know banking. I ought to tell the banking story, some of the banking stories. You know, I could tell you the best banking stories of in his kitchen. When I took one of his children under my wing to teach him a trade, I spent a lot of time in Banky's house, a lot of time. And Veronica Johnson, have a good day and stay safe. Thank you, Veronica. Thank you, Veronica. That's I like that name. Thank you very much for stopping by and saying hello. Banky's house. Banky did Anthony Stabile. I know the first name Stabile. He might have. That's possible. Actually, a lot of those guys. And so, Philip Gaynor, with the knowledge base, that fucking Anthony Stabile, what a piece of shit. Some of those guys were first, you know, I could tell you when he was on vacation, I don't know, you probably wouldn't know Anthony Canora, but when he was on vacation, Anthony Canora and I, Canora, they used to call him Canora balls. Him and I worked, he worked for me for about 2 years, Anthony Canora. And Veronica Johnson gave me a love. Thank you, Veronica. Thank you very much. Salamat. From the Philippines, baby. And so Anthony Canora worked for me. So Anthony Canora brings me over to Stabile's house, who was, if anybody knew, right off Woodhaven Boulevard, right? So he brings me to Anthony Stabile's house, and he brings me down, and his wife answers the door. And she was a good-looking woman. I mean, she was a really attractive woman. But she just blew my mind, man. She was the most street-savvy woman I ever met in my entire life. I never seen a woman so street-savvy as Mrs. Stabile. She was beautiful, she was smart, and she was street-savvy. And, yeah, I knew all of them guys. So, and the things she would say that would come out of her mouth, I'm going to myself, am I talking to a woman or am I talking to one of the boys here? She was one of the coolest women I ever met in my life. And I don't know who did Stabile, to be honest with you, but it's possible. But she was such a cool lady. And she'd go, come on, let's go, we're going to go do this thing. And she'd go into the closet and she'd bring out the toys. Come on, let's go. We got to go do something. And I would tell Anthony, I'm going. You go do what you got to do. I'm going home. Anthony Canora Balls, not Anthony Stabile. He was on vacation. Anthony Canora Balls, his parents owned the supermarket on Pitkin Avenue and in 78th Street, Canora's supermarket. Anyway, that's my stories. You guys wouldn't believe the stories even if I told you. But I'm not going to tell you about Mrs. Stabile. I'll just tell you she was gorgeous, she was smart, she was drop dead sexy, and she was one street savvy woman. My kind of girl. So thanks for watching my videos. I'm going to give me a half an hour. I'll be on the Alpha Male channel. I still can't get on my computer. I don't know how to get on my computer. Globe, my phone cuts off after 2 to 3 minutes. Anyway, I don't give a shit about that. I'm going to go on my Alpha Male. We're going to paint today. I'm going to show you how to paint pipe. Paint and pipe. You guys are going to get to watch painting on pipes, and then you're going to get to watch paint dry on Mike's pipes. And I still dare any one of you to walk up to me, get right in my face. Get right in my face. Get into my circle, in my face, and start running shit to me any way you want. In the mall, on the street, on the Jeep, any way you want. See what happens. Don't be afraid. I'm old and I'm fat, out of shape, all that shit. Don't be afraid. Just come right up and run right up to me, face to face, really close, like this far away. Okay, thanks. Michael McFarland, paint dry. Well, I can't wait. I'm excited now. Everybody should get excited. I am one of the few people in the world that allow you to watch my paint dry. So, with that, 3/27, my, won't say whose birthday, Umping Permi from Michael Fazio in the Philippines, which means take care always. Bye-bye. See you in a half an hour.